A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
And now, tonight's presentation of radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense. Tonight, the story of several hours spent by two people in a deserted bus shelter, and the slow realization by one that the other is quite mad. So now, with Joyce McCluskey as the woman and Vic Perrin as the man, here is tonight's suspense play, The Shelter.
This is where I turn off. Now, if I remember right, the bus stop is just around that next bend.
That's right.
Well, there's a shelter there, isn't there?
Yes.
Yeah. Here we are, then. Sure you don't mind walking when it's this dark?
Oh, it's quite all right. I'm grateful to you for having brought me this far.
Oh, it was a pleasure.
Well, good night, and thank you.
Just a minute.
An important
You never know what these things are going to be.
It has just been reported by the authorities at the county mental hospital that one of their patients has escaped. Motorists are warned to be on the lookout for would-be hitchhikers and to report any to the highway patrol.
How about that?
This person may be dangerous. A description of the escapee will be broadcast as soon as it's available. And now, back to our music brought to you at this hour by...
Say, that's bad. Maybe I'd better not leave you here on your own.
I'm afraid you'll have to. You're in a hurry, and I do want to catch the midnight bus.
If you're sure you'll be all right, the bus won't be long.
Well, I'll just walk along to the shelter and then stay there, out of sight.
Well, now, if you're sure.
Thank you once again.
Well, it's quite all right. Good night, then.
Good night. I watched his car turn off onto a side road and fade into the night. Then I walked ahead, towards the bus stop. It was farther to the shelter than I thought. A car passed me, slowed, and then stopped 100 yards or so ahead. I could hear a door slam as someone got out. Then the car turned around and came back past me. I suppose its headlights dazzled me. For a moment I could see nothing but pitch blackness. Then I saw the shelter, like a cave in the dark mountain of trees behind. The light was out. Still the shelter was inviting, a way to get out of the night. So I went in to wait for the bus. It was unbelievably dark in there, like walking into a fold of black velvet. I could see nothing at all.
Hello. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm waiting for a friend.
Oh, it's quite all right.
I didn't mean to frighten you.
It's all right.
There's a seat here, a bench along the wall.
Thank you, I know.
You know?
I've been here before, waiting for a bus.
Oh, I see. You can find the bench all right?
Yes, thank you.
Ah, yes. You're sitting down now, at the other end.
You must have extremely good eyes.
Yes. Yes, I suppose so. You've become accustomed to the dark after a while.
Yes.
Do you know about the eyes? They say that the way to see objects at night is to avoid looking directly at them.
That's very interesting.
They say that the human eye is made up of things called rods and cones, although I can never remember which is which. The rods, or the cones, whichever it is, are in the middle. You use them for looking at things in an ordinary light. The rods are on the outside, and you sort of look sideways with them at objects at night. I'm not boring you.
No. No.
I'm interested in facts, are you?
Well,
I get them from the Digest, you know. It's a great place for facts.
I expect so.
Practically all I read. What's the use of reading if you can't talk about it, eh?
Well, I agree.
Well, I've been saying they all read the same thing. You can't tell them any facts they don't know. I like to talk. But when you start, they say, we know. And of course they do. They think you're mad or something.
That's very discouraging.
Yes. Especially when you're an old chatterbox like I am. Are you a good listener?
I think so.
That's good. Because, as I say, they wouldn't listen to me. You've gotten up?
Well, yes.
Where are you going?
Nowhere.
Then why did you get up?
The seat is a little hard.
I thought perhaps you were going outside to walk around.
Well, as a matter of fact, I thought I might.
Then my conversation does bore you.
No.
I think you'd better stay here, in any case.
What do you mean I'd better?
Because it's not safe out there.
Not safe?
No.
What do you mean?
You don't know? It was on the radio?
What was?
Then you didn't know.
Well, no.
About the lunatic?
Lunatic?
One of the inmates from the asylum up on the hill.
You mean one of the patients from the hospital?
That is perhaps a kinder way of putting it. But just the same, they might be dangerous. So you'd better stay here, with me, where it's safe.
What did the radio say?
I didn't listen too closely, just that there'd been this escape. But we shall be all right here in the shelter. That's right. Sit down again. What was I saying before?
That you were interested in facts.
I expect you smoke.
No, I don't.
Oh. I was wishing I could offer you a cigarette, but I don't smoke myself.
What was that?
It's the branch of a tree tapping on the roof. It happens every once in a while when the wind shifts.
Oh?
Yes. I've read some interesting facts about drinking in the digest. People become addicts, yet the solution is quite simple. They should invent another habit to counter the bad one.
That sounds like a good idea.
I have all sorts of useful habits which make up for my having no vices. Counting things is one of them. You understand what I mean by counting things?
Well, not exactly.
You take wood block flooring, for example. How many blocks would you say there were in a floor 40 feet by 15? Never mind working it out. I can give you the answer at once. It's 1,470.
Fancy.
In the same room, there are 10 iron bedsteads with rails, top and bottom. If there's a knob at the end of each rail, how many knobs altogether? No, don't try to answer. In this room, 3 of the beds have a knob missing. So the answer is 37. That's exact knowledge. Counting things is the only way of coming to exact knowledge, you know. Mathematics will let you down every time.
Well, I was never very good at math.
Approximation, that's all it is. This fellow Einstein knows that. Yes, I've read all about Einstein and the others in the digest. They're theorists, of course.
Yes?
I'm a practical man myself, and I believe in counting things.
Did you walk to the door and back again?
You couldn't see me?
I could hear your voice come and go, and I thought I saw your shadow at the door. I wasn't sure.
I knew you couldn't possibly have heard me walking.
How?
I took my shoes off. They squeak.
Oh?
Also, it isn't natural for human beings to wear shoes.
Perhaps it isn't.
When you wear shoes, you bang down on your heel too much all the time. This jars the brain. As a matter of fact, there's a lot to be said for not walking upright at all. So there's that tree branch again. It squeezes your entrails all together. It's better to walk on all fours like animals do, so the internal organs hang freely inside the natural protective cage formed by the ribs. I read an article where it said that most of man's illness...
His voice went on in the darkness. And it went on somehow. Even uneasy as I was, I stopped listening to him. I could hear another voice out of the past. Years ago. It was a loud voice, and I could overhear it from outside the window. It was talking about me.
Didn't you notice? She just walked out on me. What's the matter with that child? Surely she's not afraid of me.
I don't know. Perhaps she is.
But that's ridiculous, Martha. I was just talking. Now, what was there to be afraid of?
What were you talking about?
I don't know. Nothing much. You know the way you talk to kids.
Yes.
Well, then, she got up and walked out. She looked scared.
Well, perhaps she's abnormally timid. I've noticed it before. When the Parkinsons were here, she used to go missing for hours at a time. I just couldn't find her.
Well, they were strangers to her, but she knows me, for heaven's sakes. I always thought I was her favorite uncle when she was a baby. You remember? She certainly wasn't afraid of me then.
I sometimes think her father's death affected her.
Oh?
Well, this strangeness about her seems to have started shortly after the accident.
For goodness sakes, Martha, it's been 2 years.
But she's only 12. She'll grow out of this strangeness.
Well, I sure hope so. Say, what are you whispering for?
Was I?
Well, yes, and you still are.
Well, I'll tell you, Will. I get the feeling when she goes missing the way she does that she hangs around, listening to conversations. I have the feeling she's listening to us now.
You do?
Yes.
Well, where then? Outside the window. I'll take a look.
No, Will, don't be a fool. That's the worst thing you could possibly do.
I got away, as always. Although Mother always seemed to know when I was around or near. Just as I always knew when she'd gone out, even though the house was so big you couldn't hear the closing of a distant door. And it's true what Uncle Will said. I was afraid. I was scared of his voice talking on and on. It was the same with all men's voices except my father. And of course he was dead. Then in the shelter, all these years later, I was listening to another voice talking on and on. Only this time it seemed I couldn't get away. Where would I run to? Out in the dark highway? And if I did get up and flee into the night, how did I know he wouldn't follow me, overtake me?
Now, these are known facts. And sitting down is bad, too. One should recline in a tilted forward position. I try to do it whenever possible. Though I have to admit I'm finding it very difficult on this hard wooden seat.
Yes. I should think so.
Perhaps you think me eccentric.
Your ideas seem very sensible.
They're facts. That's... Oh. I startled you.
Yes.
I was sitting at the other end of the seat. It didn't seem sociable. I forgot for the moment that you can't see anything. I must have startled you.
You're touching me.
Well, so I am.
Take your hands off me.
Well, I was only trying...
Go away. Go away.
Be quiet. Be quiet, you little fool. I said be quiet. Be quiet.
You are listening to The Shelter, tonight's presentation in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense.
Gunsmoke, CBS Radio's thrilling stories of the Western frontier, is now heard twice on Saturdays. There's a daytime edition of Gunsmoke on most of these same stations, in addition to the regular evening show. Both heard Saturdays at the Star's address. This Saturday, every Saturday, hear two stories of Matt Dillon, U.S. Marshal, on Gunsmoke.
And now we bring back to our Hollywood soundstage Joyce McCluskey and Vic Perrin in tonight's production of The Shelter, a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Then I heard the tree branch tapping on the roof. The stranger was gripping my upper arm so tight it hurt and bruised me.
I'm sorry I had to do that. To slap you. But you screamed. Why did you scream?
I was...
You're not afraid of me, are you? Because there's no need to be, you know. I had to slap you because you screamed. You were hysterical. Your scream might have attracted attention. If we stay here quietly, we shall be safe. It's so dark, no one would notice this place unless they actually knew it was here.
I suppose not.
The lunatic might be a homicidal maniac. Had you thought of that?
He's probably just a sick man.
Then why did he escape?
It must be terrible to be confined against your will. Perhaps you can't imagine what it would be like.
On the contrary, perhaps I can.
What do you mean?
Surely everyone has been hospitalized at some time or another. I'm no exception.
Then...
I've had my share.
Just being hospitalized, that's not the same.
What's the difference? You're cut off from the world against your will.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily against your will.
You think some people actually like to be cut off?
That's possible, isn't it?
Oh, yes. I was just a little surprised that you should understand that feeling. Fear. Nameless fear.
It'd have to be fear? Why not just plain choice?
It's usually fear of one kind or another, renouncing the world. It is an eerie sound.
I don't mind.
But you do mind me. Is that it?
I didn't say so.
You showed you were afraid of me just now.
I don't know why I screamed like that. It was so stupid.
Just the same, I think I'd better go.
Go?
Yes. Now, put my shoes on. I believe you would prefer to be alone. So I'll leave you here. Good night.
Well, I didn't mean... Are you there? I didn't mean to be rude. Are you still there? Where are you? Where are you? Come back. I don't want you to leave me alone. I went to the doorway of the shelter. My eyes were more used to the darkness now. I could see the gray strip of highway stretching away in both directions. And across the road, the black tracery of trees. There was no sign of him. I stood there just inside the doorway, listening. But there was nothing to hear but the sounds of the night. And it was funny. Everything had changed. Before I'd welcomed the thought of the friendly loneliness of the shelter, but now I didn't want to be alone. My nerves were jumping with every sound. I couldn't think of anything to do but retreat to the furthest corner in the darkness and try to shut out all the thoughts of the present. And after a while, I did sort of forget, sitting there in the silence. The past came crowding back to my mind. But my terror wouldn't leave me, and all I could hear in my thoughts was the sound of my own scream.
All right, Martha, I've got her.
Don't hurt her, Will.
No.
You're forcing me to stop. You can't make me stay.
Martha?
You think I should call him now, Will?
It's up to you.
But I have to be right. I can't do this to her unless...
What else can you do?
What are you planning, you two?
Now, Martha. Now, be quiet.
I should blame myself for the rest of my life if we were wrong.
There's nothing to blame yourself for, Martha. It couldn't be helped.
I'll call him now.
The sound of the trees rattling against the roof brought me back to the present. Back to the loneliness of the dark shelter. And now I was thoroughly scared. My companion of the darkness had gone. But I had an overwhelming feeling he was still out there in the night. Watching. Waiting. But as I sat huddled in my corner, listening for the slightest sound of him, I heard something else. The bus was coming. Oh, now at last I could get away. I went out to the edge of the highway to signal for it. It seemed to be going so fast. I waved my arms. There was a blinding glare of headlights. Stop! Please, stop!
Well, why don't you go?
You were there.
I was never far away.
But you...
Why don't you go? It's waiting for you.
I don't know. I can't go.
It won't wait. It's too late now. You would prefer to wait here with me, wouldn't you? Come inside.
No.
My friend will be here soon.
Your friend?
I told you I was waiting for him.
Oh. Yes.
He'll be giving me a lift into town. We can take you.
I can't go.
Perhaps you believe there is no such person as my friend?
Why did he leave you here?
He'll be back soon and we can go into town. Or do you want to go back to where you came from?
I think... I'd better.
Come back into the shelter.
No.
Come on.
Don't touch me.
Why are you suddenly afraid again?
I don't know.
Come inside and wait. That's the way.
Oh. What was that? Tripped on something.
Give it to me.
It's a stick. A walking stick.
Give it to me, please.
A white walking stick. It's yours.
Yes.
Then you're blind.
Yes, I'm blind.
Blind? I don't understand. You said you read all those things in the digest.
It's true. I read them in Braille. I'm afraid I frightened you. I only wanted to help.
Oh, it's strange. For the first time I can remember, I was afraid of being alone. Scared of the dark.
It's normal to be scared of the dark. I just didn't want to depress you by speaking of my own affliction. But now that you know about it, you realize that we both know what suffering is, what it is to be alone, what it is to be shut up away from the world, because we don't really belong there.
You mustn't say that. Why should you think you don't belong?
I don't think that. I did once, at first, during the months in the hospital, but not anymore. And you?
I have to go back.
I must confess to you, my friend went to the hospital. He should be here any minute. We guessed when my friend saw you walking on the highway.
And you kept me here in the shelter? Or he went to get a doctor?
That's right.
I must go back. There. As soon as they come for me.
But will you have to stay? Will you want to, put it that way?
What? No. No, I don't think I will.
Then the outside world, meeting people, this is not something to be afraid of?
Not anymore.
I'm glad. Listen.
What?
I hear my friend coming.
Suspense, in which Joyce McCluskey starred as the woman and Vic Perrin as the man. Next week, the story of a man who sets out to prove that he cannot be murdered, only to find there was a slight error in his calculations. We call it The Last Letter of Dr. Bronson. That's next week on Suspense. Suspense is produced and directed by Norman MacDonald, with music composed by Lucian Morowick and conducted by Lud Gluskin. The Shelter was specially written for Suspense by Don Yarrow. Featured in the cast were Helen Fleed, Herb Ellis, Dick Ryan, and Frank Gerstle. You enjoy City Hospital every Saturday in the daytime on the CBS Radio Network.
And now, tonight's presentation of radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense. Tonight, the story of a man who sets out to prove that he cannot be murdered, only to find there was a slight error in his calculations. So now, starring John Daner, here is tonight's suspense play, The Last Letter of Dr. Bronson.
My dear Dr. Moser, forgive me if I dash this letter off rather hurriedly. There are but a very few minutes remaining for me. The few minutes between now and midnight. You have always protested my fascination with the subject of death. It irked you to hear me discuss the latest electrocution or hanging. You alone, Mosier, will know how this fascination has led me to this terrible moment. I should like you to have all the facts. First of all, let me recall a conversation which we held here in my study a little over a year ago.
Death and murder. There you go again, Bronson. Really, you're unhealthy.
No. Now, wait, Mosier. I've been studying the question for some time, and I have concluded that there are 5 basic checks which serve to restrain man from murdering his fellow man.
An interesting theory.
No, it's more than a theory. I can and I intend to prove it.
Oh, come on now, Bronson.
I shall select 5 men, each of whom I shall supply with a motive to commit a murder. Greed, revenge, jealousy, whatever. I shall encourage each man to kill, and then restrain him from the act by means of the particular check which I'm testing.
You forget, of course, that a murderer requires a partner in crime, the victim, the man to be killed.
Well, I shall supply one.
You will ask this victim to face 5 men, each standing to derive satisfaction or profit from murdering him?
Correct.
And his only chance of survival being the validity of your theory of check?
Yes.
Do you seriously imagine you will persuade any man to have such utter confidence in your reckonings?
There is one such man.
Who?
Myself.
Bronson, this is insane.
Why? Why should I hesitate to risk high stakes on a sure thing?
But your life...
No, I tell you there's no danger involved whatsoever.
When will you begin your experiment?
Well, why don't we begin right now? Mosier, I invite you to kill me.
What?
There's a revolver right here in my desk, and I...
You're joking, Bronson.
I'm not.
What possible motive would I have for murdering you?
Motive? Why, we're associated rather closely in our work. You'll come naturally into my entire practice. I'll put that in writing for you.
It's preposterous.
Oh. Why won't you kill me, Mosier? Why?
There are dozens of reasons. In the first place, I'd go to the electric chair for it.
There you are. A perfect illustration of the first and most obvious check. Man refrains from killing because he himself will be killed by law.
All right, Bronson. Maybe that proves your point, the first one at any rate. But what about next time? And the next?
That, my dear doctor, remains to be seen. And so, my dear doctor, you yourself illustrated the first of my 5 positive checks which restrain man from murder. Fear of the law. Now, that was more than a year ago. The remaining checks have not been so simple. I had to locate my 4 subjects. I had to cultivate the friendship of each so that when the time should come to confront him with my proposition, I would be certain of how he would act. Now, the first of my 4 potential murderers was a clerk named Tutton. We frequently went to church together on Sunday evenings at St. Stephen's, right around the corner of my apartment. And one Sunday evening after the service, I asked him up to my apartment, and as we walked along, we talked.
You know, Dr. Bronson, I was talking about you to my wife the other day before they took her to the hospital.
Oh?
I was saying what a great comfort it was to be with you these Sunday nights.
Oh, now, come, Mr. Tutton, you embarrass me.
Oh, no, I mean it. In the world today, too many people seem to feel that they no longer need their God.
Yes. Their lives seem to be void of the great thing you have in your faith.
The church is a great comfort to me. And I do need something to cling to in times like these. Isn't this your apartment that we're passing?
Hmm? Oh, I want to go up the side way. We shall be unobserved.
Unobserved?
Yes. Won't you step into the study, please?
Yes.
There, now, if you will take this chair opposite my desk.
Thank you.
Good. Now, Totten, you could make rather good use of $5,000, now couldn't you?
I beg your pardon?
No, I'm quite sincere.
You know what even $100 would mean to me. With my wife in the hospital.
Exactly. And so, here in this desk, I have this little package containing $5,000. Now, it's yours, if you will do me one service.
What could I do for you that would be worth all that money?
Well, let me explain. My doctor called on me yesterday, and he told me, well, to be quite frank with you, Totten, he said that I was slowly going mad.
No, that couldn't be.
No, I'm quite all right at present, but it's only a matter of time, and I'd rather not have to face it. And so if you will take these rubber gloves.
Well, I don't understand.
Put them on, please.
But why?
Now, as soon as you have them on, I shall hand you this small bottle. It contains cyanide of potassium, one of the deadliest poisons known to man. Now, I hold it firmly, thus, and clearly impress my fingertips on it. And finally, here on the desk, I'm leaving this note explaining that I have committed suicide.
Suicide?
Now, when the bottle is in your hand, I want you to remove the stopper and empty the contents upon my outstretched tongue. That, you see. I will be dead within a few seconds, then you may leave by the same way we came in. You will be quite unnoticed, and with $5,000 in your pocket. What do you say?
Well, you can't take the matter of life and death into your own hands.
Precisely. That's why I'm asking you to do this for me.
Well, I'm very sorry. I can't oblige you.
Well, now, if it's the law you fear...
No, it's not that. You seem to have arranged that perfectly.
Then, what is it?
If you don't understand why I can't do this monstrous thing, I suggest you look up the 6th commandment. Good night.
So, Mosher, my second point was proved. Man refrains from killing because it is against his religious principles. The hands of the clock now read 15 minutes to midnight, 1/4 of an hour, in which to complete this report. Now, my third proposition called for an entirely different sort of man. One night I came upon him very unexpectedly. I was walking along one of the darker streets of the city. There was no one in view. He was slumped down beside an ash can. He had been shot in the chest and left arm, severing an artery. He was bleeding profusely. I tore off his shirt, made a tourniquet for his arm.
Never mind me. Get away.
Now, who did this to you?
What difference does it make?
You're going to a hospital.
No. They'll call the cops.
There. Now, come on. I'll help you to your feet. Come now.
No, I ain't going.
I'm a doctor, man. You'll die if you're not treated quickly.
Ain't going, I tell you. They'll call the cops. I don't want no cops.
His name was Matt Doyle, a small-time hoodlum. I visited Doyle in the hospital almost every day. Several months later, I was ready to put him to the test. I found Doyle in one of his hangouts and brought him to my apartment, and for the third time, I carefully explained my proposition.
Oh, that's the angle.
Here are the gloves. Here is the suicide note, and here is a .45 caliber automatic. You're familiar with this type of weapon, I take it?
Familiar. Yeah. Is this on the level?
Absolutely.
And this water door is mine if I kill you.
Well, that's right.
Nobody know I done it?
No one.
Yeah. These gloves, they're kind of small for me.
That's all right. They'll do.
Yeah. You want me to put on the other one?
It's safer, yes.
Yeah. I guess it is.
Now, I want you to understand exactly what you're doing, Doyle. Without any justifiable cause, merely for the sake of money, you are going to murder me. Now, you understand that?
Yeah.
You've been hired to do this before.
Well, yeah.
But you've never killed a friend, have you?
Yeah. Yeah, I have. Well, anyway, they was my pals until they got in the boss's way, but, well, then the boss would say, see to him, Matt. So then there was just another job to me. Whatever the boss said was always right, you see? But you, well, I don't know. No, I can't do it.
But I thought you said that you...
No, here, you take the gloves.
Were you afraid of the law?
No.
What's the matter, then?
Well, the boss always told me what to do, you see? And then afterwards, he'd always come around and slap me on the back, and he'd say, good boy, Matt. But if I took care of you, well, you couldn't come around later to tell me that I'd done a good job. And you see, well, that's important to me.
Yes, but look...
No, I'm sorry, Doc. Oh, but if there's somebody else that you want me to take care of...
No, there's no one. Thank you just the same. That was my third proposition. Even a criminal of low intelligence, a professional killer, cannot bring himself to murder unless the act follows the code of his society, unless it is approved by some voice of authority. My next subject was altogether different in temperament. I first encountered Judith Ainsley about 5 years ago when I operated on Barrett Sheffield, the actor. You will recall that Sheffield was brought to the hospital with a lung abscess. As I prepared to do the rib resection, I noticed that the nurse standing beside me was greatly agitated.
Retractors, Doctor.
Thanks.
Doctor, do you think this is advisable?
What?
The dyspnea is more pronounced. Listen.
Miss Ainsley, another hemostat, please.
But he's getting blue. Doctor, do you think you really should? He's cyanotic.
Miss Ainsley.
I'm sorry, Doctor, but if... Doctor.
Caffeine, quickly, please. Quickly. Well, that's that.
You killed him. You killed him. You should never have gone ahead. You know that. I warned you.
What is the matter with you, Ainsley? Have you never seen a pulmonary before?
Yes, I have.
Well?
We were going to be married next week.
If ever I saw hate, cold, undying hate, it was in that girl's eyes. I had made the most implacable enemy of my life. A few months ago, I inquired about Miss Ainsley and learned that she had done 4 years of medical and was now interning in the hope of picking up a residency. I went down to the hospital and sat in the doctor's lounge, waited for her. Presently, she came in with another intern. I stood up, walked towards her.
Oh, I would say about 3 months ago.
Miss Ainsley,
huh?
Could I speak with you, please?
Excuse me.
Of course, Doctor.
Dr. Ainsley, if you please.
Yes, Doctor. I have a little proposition to make to you, but first of all, there are 2 facts I'd like to be sure of. A, you are unable to set up your own practice because you don't have the money to get started now. Is that right?
Perhaps.
Fact B, you still hate me and feel a strong desire to be revenged for the wrong which you consider I have done you.
Yes, I'm afraid that's true, Dr. Bronson.
Good.
Good?
Yes. You see, I want to pay someone to murder me. So, once again, I carefully and painstakingly set forth my simple conditions.
I'm not sure that you're entirely sane, Doctor. But go on, you interest me.
You see, it's my heart. I've had considerable damage. Coronary occlusion. Had to spend 6 weeks on my back. Just got up last week. So, naturally, I was given digitalis and...
I see, Doctor.
Yeah.
You've been heavily digitalized, and if someone were to give you an injection of calcium gluconate, you would have an immediate heart block. Dead within a few minutes.
Exactly. A simple error of judgment, unavoidable.
$5,000. My own practice.
And I will say that I'm feeling badly again, a recurrence of my pericardial pains. I will go back to bed and ask that you be assigned to care for me, and the rest is simple. No one would ever expect you to know that I had been digitalized.
Still, if I were on my toes, I would naturally go over your case history before giving medication of any kind.
Well, yes, I suppose that's true. Professional people might think you had been a little lax.
Doctor, I want to thank you. You've done me a great service.
You mean you'll do it?
You've reminded me that nothing, no money, no revenge, nothing, can be worth the slightest shadow of suspicion in a doctor's career. They'll never say that I lost a patient because of an error in judgment. You see, I once knew a doctor who did.
There, Moshe, is my fourth check. Man, or in this case, woman, refrains from killing because of the fear of loss of reputation. Now I come to the testing of my fifth subject, man who would not murder because he couldn't bear the sight of blood, much less the responsibility for shedding it. Ledern was my man, and I found him shortly after my search began. On that day, I saw him turn a ghastly white as a fast-moving car ran over a small dog which had run into the street. Ledern clutched at his throat and fell in a dead faint. Now, I, of course, made it my business to become acquainted with him. I hadn't seen him for more than 4 months until tonight. As he took his place at my desk, I noticed he's changed. He's thinner. His dark eyes seem blacker than ever. And so now, for the fifth and last time, I explain the necessary details.
Uh-huh. So it will look like suicide.
Yeah, that's right. Now, here is the knife and the suicide note.
You've arranged everything?
Everything.
No one knows I'm here?
No one.
You want me to kill you now?
Yes.
Why do you want to die?
My doctor says that I am going insane.
That's strange.
About going mad?
About him saying you're going mad.
Oh, yes. It was a shock.
I don't mean that.
What do you mean?
That's the same thing they told me.
They what?
They told me over a year ago that I was going mad.
The sight of blood no longer troubles you?
No.
Then there is no check.
What check?
I mean, is it? No, nothing.
Well, might as well get this over with. Nice gloves you've got here. Nice and smooth on my hand.
Then you're going through with it?
I've got my gun right here, too. Beauty, isn't it?
Yes. Then if you'll give me back the knife.
No, I don't keep that. I've used this gun a lot the past 3 months. Killed about 50 dogs.
You've done what?
It's very interesting. I do it after midnight. It's fun watching the dogs. You have to know just where to hit them. Kills them instantly.
Yes, but the noise...
I have a silencer. I don't like to wake people up when I kill their dogs.
Now, look here, Lieutenant. This has gone far enough. I was only joking.
No, you weren't.
Now, listen to me. I was only joking.
Shall I do it now?
No, wait.
You want it through the heart, don't you?
Not yet. Can't you wait? Just a little while.
What for? There's no use your trying anything. I'd kill you quick.
Yes, I suppose you would. Look, I have been conducting a little experiment. I would like to write an account of it before I go.
What sort of an experiment?
I don't think you'd understand.
Okay. I'll wait till midnight. Then I gotta go. The German police dog, big ugly brute. But I'll wait.
Thanks. The clock says 10 minutes past 11.
Yeah. You got 50 minutes. I'll wait by the window.
And so, Mosher, my experiment has ended. Strange, isn't it? But the one thing I didn't count on was the choosing of a subject who would not respond to my checks, who in fact had no checks at all. For insanity knows no restraint.
Dr. Bronson, it's midnight.
He is still at the window. I know that I am beginning to understand exactly what is going on in his wicked mind. I wonder why. Now I shall sign my name for the last time and lay down my pen. Then I shall look up and say, "All right, Laderne." All right, Laderne. Suspense, in which John Daner starred as Dr. Bronson. Next week, the story of a man who learns far too late that in horse racing or life, there is no such thing as a sure thing. We call it the sure thing. That's next week on Suspense. Suspense is produced and directed by Norman MacDonald, with music composed by Lucian Morowick and conducted by Lud Gluskin. The Last Letter of Dr. Bronson was specially written for Suspense by Leonard St. Clair, from a story by Richard Crakey. Featured in the cast were Parley Bear, Howard Culber, Paul Richards, Virginia Gregg, and James Nusser.
You enjoy City Hospital every Saturday in the daytime on the CBS Radio Network.
And now, transcribed for tonight's presentation of radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense. Tonight, the story of a man who learns far too late that in horse racing or life, there is always an equation of chance and mischance. So now, starring Hy Aberback, here is tonight's suspense play, The Sure Thing.
Hi, Phil.
What do you know, Lefty?
Go on in. Marty's here.
Yeah, I know.
Come in, Phil.
Hello, Marty. How are you?
Not bad. Lefty.
Yeah?
Go on over to Adkins' place. He's ready to pay off. Dough will be in cash. $5,000.
Right.
And close the door when you go out.
Gotcha.
Now, Phil, sit down.
I haven't got too much time, Marty. I just came for my dough.
What's with you, anyway? Don't you have any fun?
I'll have my fun when it's time. Right now, I got money on my mind.
Yeah, you sure have. You know, you clipped us for $8,000 yesterday.
$8,042 is the exact amount.
And like always, you're here right on the dot to collect.
How much time do you give your clients?
About as much time as you give us. Yeah, there it is. Wrapped up nice and neat. Want to count it?
This isn't your money. It's the syndicate's. They don't shortchange.
You got a lot of respect for the syndicate, huh?
It's a good operation.
Drink?
No.
Phil, if you're interested, I got a deal for you.
Yeah?
The syndicate wants to take you in. They figure a bookie who's smart enough to keep making money from them should be on their side.
Well, they could be right.
Can you go for it?
No.
Why not?
Look, Marty, I've been making book independently for a long time. I've got a good clientele, and I make a few bucks.
I know.
Okay, so I'm not just another independent bookie. I also know horses. Sure, I go by morning line, and I get the word on closed workout now and then, but basically, I know the horses. You admit that?
Sure. Why not?
So the syndicate is hurting because I know when to lay off a few bucks on them.
But you do it every day.
Yeah, that's just it. I got them in a good position. I'm not going to let them buy me off by letting me into the organization like they did you.
They won't like it.
Marty, when I get ready, I'm going to own a piece of the syndicate. When I get ready, I'm going to buy my way in. And it's going to be with their loot.
Then, that's what you want me to tell them?
Just that.
Okay. If you change your mind, let me know.
I won't change it. See you tomorrow, same time.
What for?
I want to cover myself some and lay off some more dough today. Have my payoff in cash as usual. Be seeing you.
You shouldn't have taken it, Bill.
Told you why I didn't.
But, honey, with a syndicate, you'd have steady money. Enough maybe to get a divorce.
Eileen, divorces for people who can afford it. I can't.
You've been saying that ever since we got started. Just how much money do you want?
Enough to buy my way out clean, no alimony, a big hunk of cash, and it's over.
How do you know Barbara will go for that?
Barbara's no fool. If there's enough money in it, she'll go for it.
And until then?
Until then, we go on like we're doing.
Suppose I don't want to.
I can't force you to wait.
I'll wait. But I won't like it.
Maybe it won't be as long as you think.
How do you figure?
Look, baby, the syndicate won't quit with one offer. They want me in, and they'll keep on until they get me.
When is that?
When I can write my own ticket.
Bill, don't take chances.
Honey, people are more predictable than horses. I know horses. I'm sure not going to miss on people.
Hi, Phil. Marty ain't here right now.
Where is he?
I don't know. He left about 2 hours ago. He told me to watch your phone.
When's he due back?
He said he'd be back in time to pay you off.
Well, I'll wait a while.
Hey, Phil, do me a favor.
What?
Watch the phone for me while I go for a sandwich, will you?
Well, Marty might not like it.
Oh, he don't care. You're his buddy. Go on. You can sit in his office.
Okay.
Oh, if you get thirsty, it's in that cabinet.
Yeah, I know.
And if you get any action while I'm gone, just mark them down.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Go on, you take it, Phil. I'm leaving.
Well, no, wait a minute. It might be Marty.
Well, take it anyway. If it is, I'll wait here a minute.
Okay. Hello?
There's a fix in the 8th today. Somebody told me you're an honest bookie, so I'm calling. You want to hear about it?
Hold the line a minute. Go on, Lefty. It isn't anything important.
Okay, see you.
Yeah. Now, what were you saying?
This is Marty, ain't it?
Yeah, where are you calling from?
Downstairs in the lobby.
Okay, look, there's a flight of stairs to the left of the phone booth. One flight up, turn right. First door.
Be there in 15 seconds.
Right. Yeah. Come in.
You, Marty?
What's in your mind?
Well, like I said on the phone, there's a fix going in the 8th.
What track?
Right here in town.
Where'd you hear about it?
I'm a stable boy.
That don't mean a thing.
You ever hear of a jock named Ferris?
Yeah?
He ain't doing so good since his fall at Hialeah.
So?
So the jocks in the 8th are going to see to it that Ferris wins today.
You heard this, huh?
With my own ears.
I was sleeping in one of the empty stalls last night, and I heard these two jocks making up the deal.
Yeah, well, what are the jocks getting out of it?
Nothing. They're doing it just to make Ferris a couple of bucks. They ain't even betting on the race themselves.
Who's Ferris on today?
Happy Wanderer. And he's in at 106 and at 8-1 on the morning line.
Well, how come you came to see me about this?
Well, I figure if I give a guy like you a tip, he'll maybe slip me a couple of C notes, and then bet them for me on the race.
Yeah. Well, why didn't you just bet it and keep quiet?
Because I wanted some real dough on the race. So I asked around for the number of a good, honest bookie. And I get you.
Well, yeah.
This is a legitimate fix. If it wasn't, I wouldn't take my pay and win tickets.
I don't know.
Marty, I got a clincher for you.
What's that?
I know that the favorite's going to be scratched an hour before the race.
You do?
Yeah. Connors is going to be too sick to ride him, and they won't let anybody else ride him, so he'll be scratched.
I'll tell you what. If they scratch the favorite, I'll buy the rest of your story.
How will I know you're buying?
5 minutes before post time, I'll hand you $200 worth of win tickets.
Okay, it's a deal, Marty. Hey, see you at the track, in front of the paddock.
I'll be there. Don't worry. Hello. Chuck? Did you find out about... He is, huh? How sick? Oh. Aren't they going to get another rider? Oh, uh-huh. You sure now? Definitely scratched. Right. Thanks. Bye. Let's see. Curly, Phil Branham. 25G on Happy Wanderer in the 8th. Yeah, to win. Thanks. Long distance? I want a place that's called to Chicago. The number is Michigan 52694. Yeah, I'll wait.
If you hadn't stopped to talk with that character, we might have at least seen the 7th race.
I had to give him some win tickets, $200 worth.
$200? What for?
Some information I needed.
Who was he?
Stable boy named Les.
Big deal. So the only race we see is the last one.
Yeah, well, come on, Eileen. This race I gotta see. Now let it go.
We'll never get through in time.
Well, at least I gotta see the finish. Come on. Excuse me, please. I'm sorry. Hang on my hand, Eileen, will you?
No. Phil, I can't get through.
You have to. I gotta see the end of this race. I'm sorry.
Why is the 8th race so important?
What? Because I have $250,000 going on a sure thing. That's why. Excuse me. Come on, Eileen.
$250,000? Phil, where'd you get that kind of money?
Never mind. This is a sure thing. Now the syndicate has to pay off or make me a partner. Hold on, kid. We're almost there. Sorry, mister. Eileen, come on. Will you? Oh, it's over. And I didn't see it. Hey, who won? Hey, mister, who won the race? Who won?
Dark Stranger by a length, and I had $2 right on the nose. Hey, Louie, I had him.
I lost, Eileen. I lost.
What are you going to do, Phil?
I don't know. Take a cab home. I'm going to the office. I got some calls to make.
Can't you drop me off?
I got to think. I don't want to be bothered right now. Go on, Eileen. Beat it. Hello, Charlie. Phil Bannon. I got to talk to you. I'm in a jam. I need some dough. I need it fast. Yeah. Over $200,000. You'll get it back. What did he say? Word gets around fast, doesn't it? Well, look, Charlie, I just got to have the dough. Yeah, by tomorrow morning. Please, Charlie. Please. Okay. It'll be my turn someday, and when it is, I'll... Charlie. Charlie. Come in.
Mr. Brannon?
Yeah. Come on in.
Mr. Brannon, My name is Turnbull.
Yeah?
I represent some big people who are interested in
Oh.
you. They tell me you're placed with their syndicate bets in excess of $200,000. You lost.
You here to collect?
Oh, I didn't expect you to have it now. My instructions are that the money must be paid by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Oh, now, look,
And if it's not paid, you might end up awful dead.
You are listening to The Sure Thing, tonight's presentation in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense. Today in America, we worship where we please, when we please, and how we please. Let us all thank God for this freedom of religion, each in his own way, each at his own temple of worship. Let us exercise freely, regularly, the freedom for which men fought and died, taking our families to church or synagogue every week. And now we bring back to our Hollywood soundstage High Averback, starring in tonight's production of The Sure Thing, a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Let me in. I got to talk to you.
What about?
I'm in trouble.
I know.
Look, honey, I want to stay in your place for about a week. They'll never look for me here. I got to stay somewhere until I find some money. I just got
No, Phil.
No?
No, not here.
What are you talking about?
I said there's no room for you here.
What are you talking about?
Phil, the syndicate says you're on the list. I lived a long time without you. I can live a lot longer. You can't stay.
But last night
That was last night. Last night you had something to offer. Now you got nothing. Nothing. Last night you were Phil Brannan. Tomorrow morning you're just another dead man. I got no use for dead men.
I got to talk to you, Marty.
Pretty busy party, you know.
Please, Marty. Just a few minutes, huh?
Okay, come on in. Come on into the den.
Okay.
Start talking, Phil.
Marty, I'm in a jam.
I know.
But I couldn't help it. It was a wild chance. No, it wasn't wild. It was a shoo-in. I couldn't lose.
But you did.
Yes, now look. You got to talk to the guys in the syndicate. Give me time. I need a little time. I'll pay them off. I'll be right back where I was if they just give me a little time, huh?
They know that.
They do?
Sure, kid. But they don't want you back where you were.
What?
They want you out of their hair.
Marty, what are you talking about?
So they worked out the stable boy bit.
Bit? The stable boy bit?
Who do you think sent Lester up to my office with a story about the hungry jockey?
You?
The syndicate. Now you won't bother them anymore. You're going to be dead. Oh, it wasn't my idea. I only followed orders.
Well, if the syndicate did all that, why do they have to kill me? Isn't it enough that they broke me?
It's a little more complex than that. You see, the syndicate isn't going to pay off certain well-chosen bets, using you as an excuse for being short of money. And those certain parties that aren't being paid off are going to take it out on you. You see, Phil, the syndicate wants you out of the way. Now somebody else can do the dirty work for them.
You got to help me, Marty. Help me get out of town.
I can't. You're being tailed right now, and you will be until 9 o'clock in the morning. They know you haven't got the dough. The syndicate will make plenty of trouble for whoever gives it to you. You better go now.
One thing.
Yeah.
Is Lester really a stable boy?
No. Matter of fact, he's a tout. If you happen to be looking for him, you could find him at the morning workouts. Name's Lester Callan. Goodbye, Phil.
Who's there?
It's me, Phil.
What time is it?
2.
What are you doing home?
I'm in trouble, Barbara.
I know.
What do you know?
All about how big shot Phil Brannon fell on his face trying to pull a fast one.
How'd you find out?
I've already had my visit from the boys who are going to make you dead tomorrow morning. They told me to do right. They'd make it a double ceremony.
What's right?
That you say goodbye now, walk out the door.
I'm making a hit all around today.
What do you expect?
I'm still your husband.
What do you want me to do? Save your life so you can live it with Eileen?
You'd give more help to a stranger than you're offering me.
I wish you were a stranger. A stranger couldn't hurt me the way you have. I wouldn't hate a stranger the way I hate you.
Is that all you're going to say?
Just about. Now get out.
Lefty?
Huh? Who's that?
It's me, Phil Brannon.
Huh?
Try to move and I'll break your arm. Where do you keep your gun?
I don't have...
You do? Oh. Now, look, I haven't got time to fool around. Where is it?
It's in the bedroom. Left-hand drawer. The dresser.
Okay, let's go.
Taking a big chance, Phil. The guys are tailing you.
No, not right now. I lost him.
Here. This is it here. You're through, Phil. They're going to get you.
I know, but I'm going to get somebody before they get me.
Lester?
Yeah, that's right. I hear he hangs out at the track, right?
Yeah.
It'll be another hour before it's light. I'm going to stay here till then.
Here?
I'm going to tie you up when I leave, Lefty. I can't take any chances on your tipping Lester.
Well, me? I hate that guy. I don't like what he did to you. Now, look, Phil, you've always been good to me. I'm on your side, only...
Only what?
Phil, look, Marty might not like you hiding out here. The syndicate guys might do something to me. Why don't you leave, huh? You got the gun? Come on, Phil. Don't get me in a jam.
I'm your buddy, huh?
Well, sure.
Well, I'm going to treat you like a buddy. I don't want to see you get in bad with the syndicate either.
Thanks, Phil. No, Phil, no. No, stay here if you want. I don't care. Only don't. Please, Phil. Please, Phil!
Lester?
Yeah, what is it?
Don't turn around or I'll blow a hole in your back big enough to put my fist into.
Brandon.
Yeah. Now walk over toward the paddock.
Why?
Because I want to talk to you.
I got nothing to say.
I didn't think you would.
I don't want to talk to you, Brandon.
That's too bad because you're going to.
Okay. Then let's go over to the paddock.
Okay. If you want to die in the infield, I can take care of that, too.
Hey, mister, don't cross the track. Hey, mister, get off the track. Look out.
What'd you...
No!
What'd you clock him at?
48.3.
And me, too. How about that?
Yeah. Some coffee?
Yeah, sure.
Say, you hear about the Joker got killed this morning?
Yeah, how about that? Run across the track while the nags are working out.
They say it was a bookie.
Oh, that figures. Never did know a bookie knew anything about horses.
Suspense, in which High Aberback starred as Phil. Next week, the story of an actress who, still in her dressing room after the theater is emptied, spends the most terrifying moments of her life, all as the result of a most innocent note to an admirer. We call it Blind Date. That's next week on Suspense. Suspense is produced and transcribed by Norman MacDonald, with music composed by Lucian Morowick and conducted by Lud Gluskin. The Sure Thing was specially written for Suspense by Ross Murray. Featured in the cast were Clayton Post, Julie Bennett, Jerry Hausner, Peter Leeds, Charlotte Lawrence, Lou Krugman, Jan Arvan, and William Euler.
Perry Como sings for you Monday, Wednesday, and Friday nights on the CBS Radio Network.
This is the Man in Black, here to introduce this half hour of Suspense.
Now, a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
The DeMarcos and Mamie had said goodbye. That left me alone backstage. I'm always late anyway. 8 acts on the bill, and I'm always the last to leave the theater. Say, just what do you mean coming into a lady's dressing room without knocking?
Hi, cutie.
I never heard of a call boy who didn't know how to say, are you decent?
Oh, relax. Take it easy. We can't all be double-jointed.
All right, what do you want?
He's outside.
Who is outside?
Some John you won't like says he's got a date with you. Oh, baby, you're closing tonight. Tomorrow you'll be in far-off Detroit. Then you'll wish you'd done the loop with me once. Come on, let's you and me do our own circuit tonight.
I have a date, thank you.
Oh.
And will you go out and tell him to come in, if you please?
Oh, you got real talent, honey. You need somebody to watch out for you. In the profession, I mean. Now, what's a cute little trick like you taking fourth billing to a lot of hoofers? Oh, you're still mad because I tried to kiss you, huh? Oh, Gloria, baby, this is your last night.
I told you before, I don't like to be touched. By you or anybody else.
I'm beginning to think you mean it.
Get out of here.
Okay. Your stage door Johnny ain't going to be no improvement. Believe me.
The idea, the very idea. Doggone it, where did I put that?
I believe I'm on time. The clock on the Wrigley Tower has just struck 11. I'm Vincent Hawthorne.
Oh, yes,
She walks in beauty like the night of cloudless climes and starry skies.
Huh? Come again?
Not what you expected, of course.
Well, won't you come in, Mr.
Hawthorne.
Here, let me take your hat, Mr. Hawthorne. I'll only be a minute. I'm leaving Chicago. I close tonight, you know. Detroit tomorrow. I was delayed at packing and all. I'm not quite dressed. That's props, anyway.
A theatrical trunk. This is a big thrill to me. Gloria Le Fay. Theater. Rush. Gloria Le Fay. Trends in Bends.
Yeah, that's me.
Well, this is my first experience in meeting an artist.
Well, really?
Gloria. It's a lovely name, Gloria. It fits you. You're a very lovely girl. She had a woman's mouth with all its pearls complete. And for her eyes, what could such eyes do there but weep and weep that they were born so fair?
Huh? Well, it's something of your own?
I only wish it were. That's a narrative poem of Keats about a woman who turned into a serpent.
Well, gee, that's a cheerful little earful, I must say. And what do you got there?
That's a flower, a rose for you, here.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I like roses.
I thought it'd look nice in your hair, Gloria.
Oh, yeah, well, thanks. Thanks a lot. That's real nice.
For your hair, yes.
Yeah, thanks.
And this. Now, this is something for both of us.
Is that whiskey?
No, hardly. It's wine. It's Chablis. It's a fine bouquet. Should lend a note of cheer to our little dressing room, And 2 glasses. See, I thought of everything. Fine wine should always be sipped from crystal, don't you think?
I planned on going out. And then...
Oh, yes, certainly, but I thought...
I'll only be a minute. I'll finish dressing behind the screen. Say, Mr. Hawthorne.
Oh, yes?
What's your first name?
Vincent, my dear.
Oh, say, Vincent.
Oh, thank you.
Vincent, just so we get everything clear on both sides, well, it's a funny situation, you see, because I don't quite know.
Are you concerned because we are having what is called a blind date?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you read my mind. I just wanted it to be understood on both sides that I am not in the habit.
Of course not.
But lately, I've been thinking that after all, how is an artiste like myself, who spent practically all her life training for a profession and then finally goes out on the road since vaudeville's coming back now, you know, how's she ever going to meet people?
Yes.
You get the point?
Certainly. Of course, I understand that completely. We'll just have our little midnight supper.
I was coming to that. When I was a little girl, say, by the way, did you ever catch an act called Diane?
Diane? I'm not positive.
Well, you'd hardly have forgotten her if you had. Diane was my mother.
Oh, indeed. She was
an acrobatic dancer, yeah. It's almost entirely her act that I'm doing.
Really?
Well, when we were playing Chicago once, when I was a little girl, we went to a little restaurant off the Gold Coast which enjoyed largely theatrical clientele. It's called Gregory's. I thought we'd go there. You game, Mr. Hawthorne?
It sounds delightful. You say that your mother is dead?
Yes. Diane died 3 months ago.
I'm terribly, terribly sorry, my dear.
Well, thanks. They say the
You were very
food
close
is
to your mother, weren't you? She was an artiste, too. And she taught you how to accomplish all of those remarkable feats that you've been performing on the stage.
Diane taught me everything I know.
It's really remarkable what you do at the end of your act. When you stand on that chair and bend all the way back so slowly and then take the goblet of wine with your teeth and drink it.
Well, thank you. I've worked hard. Of course, either you are double-jointed or you're not.
Of course. What did she die of?
You might say that when vaudeville began to die, Mother began to die, too.
Yes.
It wasn't the money, but with radio, and you see, you have to see a dancer, and radio...
In view of those circumstances, you could almost say that your mother was murdered.
Say, where do you live?
I was born in London.
London. We were thinking about playing Australia once.
London is a great many miles from Australia, Gloria.
Gee, I'd sure like to get over to London. They say Australia is
London is a very lonely place.
Palladium. I'll bet that's the
It's
biggest...
full of lonely people.
Oh, say, let's not...
The world is full of lonely people, Gloria. In your short lifetime, has that fact come to your attention?
Well, really, that kind of talk can ruin an evening. If you're going to talk like that, I don't know about us. Well, here we... Hey, what are you doing? Put away that knife.
I'm just opening our bottle, Gloria.
Oh, I told you I don't want to drink here. I want to go to Gregory's. Come on, let's put the show on the road.
Well, here's one for the road. Look, a glass of wine will do us both good.
No, I don't like the looks of that knife. Nobody needs a knife that big to open a bottle with.
This is a trick knife, see? You press the little button and the knife's gone, just like that. It disappears into the handle.
Well, I don't like it. People get hurt with knives.
No, you're wrong about that. People get... a knife's a very handy instrument.
Oh.
A good knife is hard to find. A good knife is a friend, Gloria. The only friend you can depend on sometimes. They say steel is cold, but it's really warm. It's warm as the human body.
Well, just for your information, I don't like your knife, and while we're at it, I don't think I like you either.
I'm very sorry, Gloria. I'm sorry that my knife frightened you.
I don't know. I think maybe you'd better go.
Please, Gloria, don't be angry with me. I'm most anxious to take you to Gregory's, where you once went with your mother many, many years ago.
I don't know. I think...
We'll have something that you didn't have at that time, champagne.
Huh? Well,
A quiet corner by candlelight. There'll be music.
See, what does a girl do when she draws Gentlemen like you, huh?
Why, she has a little glass of wine to celebrate.
Good.
Here we go.
You haven't said anything about my dress.
One for you.
Thanks.
One for me.
All right. Here's to a pleasant evening, Vincent.
No, Gloria. Here's to us.
Oh, okay, then. Here's to us.
That's a little better.
That's nice. Vincent, I'd like to ask you a personal question.
Certainly.
What does somebody like you do for a living?
Oh, I was a part of Rembrandt and Silvers.
Yeah? Sounds like a soft shoe act.
No, they're wine merchants.
Oh. What?
Gloria, when you bend back like you do and you drink out of that glass, is that wine you drink?
Oh, of course not. That's only colored water.
Oh. Did you know that the cork in the bottle is sometimes more expensive than the wine itself?
Oh, you don't say.
Yes, it's imported from Spain, you know. Imported, that's what costs the money, you see.
Oh, what?
Another thing I have wondered about. Is it true that it's bad luck to whistle in a dressing room?
No, that's silly. That's a chorus girl's superstition. Artists, they don't worry about that.
Oh, I see. I'm most grateful that you answered my note this afternoon.
Vincent, why did you send the note to me with those 6 beautiful Cardoza sisters on the same bill?
I thought them very ordinary girls. They were the least beautiful, not beautiful like you.
No? Well, no.
What made you answer my note?
I had 3 birds this morning.
Birds?
Uh-huh. Tealies.
Oh, yes.
That means good luck, you know. And then when I got your note, naturally, I took it to Mamie. She does handwriting, too. And she said, you must be a fine gentleman. And otherwise, I wouldn't have answered you because I've never had a blind date before.
I'm most grateful to Mamie.
Well, I think it's about time we left.
Oh, I don't know, Gloria. I see that you have a portable phonograph. You travel with that.
That's an old one. It's no good. It doesn't work too well. I've got to have it fixed.
I'm very fond of music, Gloria. What is that?
It doesn't work, honestly.
Let's try one before we leave.
Hey, mister, look now.
What about this one? Moonlight Madonna. Why, that's the music you use in your act.
It's
play it.
I told you that phonograph doesn't work. Oh, come on. Why didn't you...
Well, you're wrong, Gloria. I see that works fine, you see.
All right, now, come on. I've finished my drink. Let's go.
Could we have another one and listen to the record?
No. I've had enough, and you've had enough, too. So let's
Must you wear that fur piece?
For your information, Mr. Wise Guy, this fur piece was given to Diane by Mr. Nat Kalsheim of the Morris office, and is practically unobtainable on today's market. You just can't get it nowadays. I can wear this anywhere at all.
What I mean, Gloria, is if it doesn't do you justice, nothing is beautiful enough for a girl with lips.
Don't you touch me.
Oh.
Don't you ever touch me, see?
You shouldn't have done that.
When I was a little girl, one night I was standing in the wings watching Diane, and a stagehand kissed me on the neck, and I just... Well, he's still carrying the scar on his forehead. I took the heel of my shoe, and I hit him. And he... Listen, don't you ever try to touch me again, see? Never. Come on now. We had our wine. It's 11:15, and we're going to go. We're going right now, you understand?
You didn't hear the rest of this record, Gloria.
You get out. You get out of my dressing room.
I do not want to leave yet.
I'll show you. Hey, what are you...
There's no use. I have the key. Bill is the name of the stage Nordman that I met coming in. A liberal gratuity, a gentle hint, and he obligingly left you and me alone. Gloria.
And there we were, in the dressing room, backstage in that empty theater. Mr. Hawthorne, his knife, and me. Get out. Get out of my dressing room.
There's no reason to be afraid of me, Gloria. You take your wine and sit down and listen to the music. Yeah.
I don't want it.
Now, why did you do?
Because I don't want to have another drink here. I want to leave. Unlock that door.
Now, don't you be impatient, Gloria. We'll leave in a
Well,
minute.
why can't we leave now? I want to get out for some fresh air.
You aren't frightened?
No, I'm not.
Why are you...
You promised to take me to Gregory's for supper. I've done 4 shows a day for 6 days, and I'd like to relax. And tomorrow I've got to go...
would.
Listen, I'll even change my first piece, Mr. Hawthorne.
You know, Gloria, loneliness is a terrible thing. You can wander in a city of 1 million people and yet have no one to speak with, and you wander and you think there is no cure for loneliness, and there is a cure. As I watched you there dancing on the stage, I knew that loneliness has a cure. Just a simple kiss will banish loneliness forever.
Well, you're not going to kiss me. I'll tell you that much. I don't care how lonely you are. Well, I'm sick of this record, too. I wish I'd never answered your note, I'll tell you that much.
But you did answer it, and here we are.
Well, like a girl can make a mistake.
No, Gloria,
you know.
you didn't make a mistake. I'm a humble man, and I apologize to you.
Unlock the door.
I have been studying you, Gloria, ever since I came into the dressing room tonight. There is more to you than just a pretty face.
Oh, that kind of talk doesn't impress me. That kind of talk will get you exactly nowhere. Unlock the door.
Now, what if I told you that you'd successfully passed the test I really have been testing?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, when first I saw you 6 days ago, I knew there was a lot more to you than just a pretty face, and that's why I've been to see you dance every day. I wanted to make sure, and I came here tonight to test you.
Well, what do you mean
When
by
I tried to kiss you, that was the test. I had to find out what you were like. A man has to be careful, too, about a girl, I mean. And when you wouldn't let me kiss you, I knew you were someone that I could... Oh, Gloria.
Yeah, I don't get you at all. Now you're almost as if you were going to cry.
I have a confession, Gloria. I have cried a great deal in my life.
Really? Have you really?
A very great deal.
Huh. Well, then, look, now that I've passed your test, you know what kind of a girl I am, don't you?
I know exactly what kind of a girl you are, Gloria.
All right, and then we understand each other.
And I know you and you know me.
All right, then, come on, let's put the show on the road.
There is just one thing.
What?
It's your dress.
What? So now it's my dress, is it?
Yes.
First it was my fur piece, and now it's my
It's
dress.
a very, very beautiful dress, but before we go out, I would like to see you for the last time in the costume you wear for your act.
Oh, you would. Just what do you think?
I like the green one best, the golden spotlight.
Well, it's not here. I've already sent the trunk to the station.
I don't believe that. What's this, then?
That's my other trunk.
Well, give me the key, will you?
I will
All
not.
right, then I'll open it my own way.
Put the knife away,
I
will
told
you?
you, Gloria, a knife is a very handy instrument. It's a very handy instrument to have.
Stop that. Will you stop that? You're going to break the law. Get away from that trunk.
Don't you do that. Don't you ever try to take my knife away from me. Don't you ever try to take my knife away from me. I asked you to do a simple little thing. I asked you to wear your costume for me because you look very pretty in it. A simple thing like that would take only a minute of your time. You say it's packed and shipped, but I don't think it is. I'm going to find out whether it is. It's all right. I am going to find out. There, I've got it. And here's the dress right on top. Your beautiful green.
I won't put it on now, if you hear me. I won't put it on for you or for anybody else. On top of everything else, you've broken my trunk. I just have that lock.
Go behind that screen and put it on.
I will.
Go on.
All right. I'll put it on.
That's a good girl. You know, Gloria, I didn't mean anything by showing you my knife. It's only just that I want to see you. I want to see you exactly as you look when you're performing on the stage. You're so beautiful, Gloria. Your eyes are greener than the sea. You're so lovely.
And all that isn't going to make me forget that knife or what you've done either.
I'm just a humble man. I'm a human being the same as you are, but I'm only lonely, Gloria. I'm terribly, unendurably lonely.
You've got friends, all right.
How does that go? I have no friends, said Lamia, no, not one. My presence in wide Corinth hardly known. My parents' bones are in their dusty urns, sepulchred where no kindly incense burns. Seeing all their luckless race are dead, save me, and I neglect the holy rite for thee. Have you put on the costume?
Yeah. Well, now, here it is. All right, now, you take your look, Mr. Hawthorne. Just... Well...
It's lovely. It is.
All right, then I can
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Well, how can you perform without music?
Perform?
Why else would I ask you to put on your costume? You're going to dance for me.
I'm not putting on a special act for anybody. You're not...
No, you see, you can't imagine the effect that this has on me. It is the way you twist and turn slowly and silently, so slow, so lovely. And so alone. Oh, so very much alone.
How alone? How could I be alone in a theater full of people?
You can be alone in a city of 1 million people. You had no one in that theater, Gloria, even though it was crowded. And now here in your dressing room you have me to watch you, and you can perform for me alone.
Oh. Hey, what's the idea of turning off the lights?
All but the ones around your mirror. You see, that's your spotlight. You're on stage now. That's for me and no one else. Don't you scream again. Don't you scream whatever you do. That upsets me.
If I do my act for you, if I do it just the way I do it on the stage, only this time just for you, if I do it for you like that, will you please go away?
Yes, Gloria. That's all I want you to do. I just want you to do it as if you were on the stage.
All right then. Sure.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's graceful. Center twist. Now, down. Down. Go slowly. Why can't you do that for me? Why you went clumsy in the theater when all those other people were watching?
Honest, I'm sorry. It's such a small room, and when I do my tricks, I can't...
Never mind. You go on with it.
No.
That's right. Easy. Oh, slowly. Please remember to do it slowly.
What you're going to do, and I don't know what it is. I just can't go on to my act anymore. I can't do it. I'm a decent, self-respecting girl, and I accepted your invitation. I thought you were going to be nice because of your handwriting. You're going to be so scared. No matter what you do or say, I just can't see the point. Why can't you go away? Why don't you get out of my dressing room and leave me alone? I hate you.
You hate me. I knew that when I came in that door tonight that you hated me, and I'm accustomed to being hated. And let me tell you something, every girl with a nice dress and a pretty face hates me, Gloria. I don't care anymore. I was lonely. I went to the theater. I saw you there on the stage. I thought you were beautiful. I thought if I could see you alone in the same costume, that you could wear it just for me and perform just for me, that I wouldn't be lonely anymore. That'd be enough. But it isn't enough.
Don't you come near me. Don't you touch me.
A kiss is the cheapest thing in the world.
No.
Now, kiss means nothing to you. To me, it means everything. A kiss would cure my loneliness, Gloria.
I'll never kiss you.
I think you will.
I please.
Now then, just tilt your head back. That's right. Now.
Vincent, darling.
What did you say?
I said, darling.
Why did you say that?
What would you say if I really kissed you, huh? I mean, you said it. A kiss means everything to you. Do you want me to really kiss you?
I can't believe it.
Oh, I'd kiss you. Really, I would, but...
What?
No, I'm afraid you're nice.
Do you actually want to kiss me?
Yes, I guess. But the knife scares me.
Oh, I never meant to use that, Gloria. Here, you take it. Now.
I'll kiss you! I'll kiss you! What have I done? What have I done? Oh, what have I done? They'd been looking for him ever since he left London. They knew all about him. So they let me go. Self-defense. Loneliness is a terrible thing, he said. Well, no matter how lonesome I get, I'll never have another blind date as long as I live.
And so closes tonight's tale of Suspense.
And now, transcribed for tonight's presentation of radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense. Tonight, the story of a motion picture producer and a young actress who finds to her dismay that she has rather more dramatic talent than even she ever hoped for. So now, starring Virginia Christine with Joseph Kearns, here is tonight's suspense play, Shooting Star.
These contract players, Dave. Martin Richards, Drake. Cancel.
Tad Richards? But I thought...
So I play gin with him, and he goes with my daughter. I don't do business that way.
Well, I just meant... I thought the boy was pretty good.
I can't use him. That's all, Dave.
Yes. All right.
Yes?
Goodbye, J.D.
Well, offer what you have to, but get her. Oh, and bring the papers to my place at Palm Desert. I'll sign them there. All right, goodbye. Bye. Yes?
Benjamin Kahn to see you, Mr. Zimmer.
Oh, all right. Send him in. Oh, and Miss Davis.
Yes, Mr. Zimmer.
Have my car sent around.
Yes, Mr. Zimmer.
Well, good afternoon, J.D.
Oh, hello, Ben.
How's your arthritis?
Not so good.
Oh, it's too bad.
Going to the desert for the weekend.
That's the place. Bake it out.
Yeah.
Say, J.D., I want to talk to you about Gay Lansing. You've thought about her for Dark Lady?
Yeah.
It would be novel casting, and she wants to try something different, J.D. Now, the way I see it, after this musical is over, we could have something really big and gay. Go for the Italian type. Cut her hair. I want to talk to you, Gay.
Come into my dressing room where I can sit down and take my shoes off. I have never been so tired. It's harder every time, Benny. Thank heavens this dance marathon is nearly over. And thank heavens it's my last.
I've just seen Zimmer.
Benny, what did he say about Dark Lady?
He said no, Gay.
No.
They're signing Laura Bevan.
Laura Bevan? Look, did you tell him
I'm sorry, Gay. That's the way it is.
See. Well, took off my dancing shoes too soon. So it's to be another super multicolored musical mishmash.
Gay, they're not renewing.
They're not what?
They're dropping your option.
That can't be right.
Well, J.D. thinks the musical cycle is over. He thinks that
He thinks my cycle is over. Is that it?
No, he didn't say that, Gay.
Just like that.
Now, Gay, listen. Just this morning, I was talking with Harry out at Modern Pictures, and he...
Give me my coat.
Where are you going?
Does it matter?
Oh, now, Gay, take it easy. Look, you go change, and I'll drive you home. You'll feel better.
Feel? Funny how I feel. I'm all numb and far away like I'm someone else.
Gay, I'll figure something. I'll call J.D. at Palm Desert over the weekend. Gay?
All numb and far away. Like I was someone else.
Yes? Oh, hello, Iris. Yeah, I just got here. I'm in the patio now, enjoying the hot sun and a long, tall, cold one. I let Haynes go back. No, I'll be all right. I'll have my meal sent in. Is the clan still at the house? You let me know when they go, huh? All right. Goodbye.
Hello, J.D.
Why, Gay. Well, I didn't hear you when... Well, here, sit down.
I understand you're dropping my contract.
Well, Benny told you already, huh? I'm sorry about that, Gay, but well, the stockholders feel...
I want a new contract, J.D. I want it for $2,500 a week, 7 years, no options, and I want the lead in Dark Lady.
Well, now, look...
I want you to call the studio now and arrange it.
Well, you're being ridiculous. After all, in today's market, it's the exhibitors who...
I mean what I say, J.D. Almost like an ornament, isn't it? So small and the pearl handle, but it shoots real bullets. I advise you to respect it.
Oh, no, you're... Well, you're not yourself, Gay.
Perhaps you just don't know me very well. Get on that phone, J.D., and be careful.
Very well. Operator, get me Hollywood 1429. You know how foolish you're being, Gay. Or I even hinted to Screen Actors Guild that... Legal department, Mr. Mitchell, please. If I tell Owen to go ahead with this, legal is going to have a mess on their hands with Laura Bevan. Oh, hello, Owen. This is J.D. I want you to draw up a new contract for Gay Lansing for 7 years. No, that's right, 7. $2,500 a week, no options.
The part. Put it in the contract.
All right. She's the star in Dark Lady. Put that in the contract. That's right. Well, you work that out. Goodbye. How far do you think you can go with this, Gay? Monday morning, I'll cancel that contract, and you'll be blackballed by every studio in town.
No. Oh, no. Because now, J.D., I'm going to kill you.
Give me that!
You have yourself to thank for that, J.D. You had me taught judo by an expert, remember, for that wax musical? Get up.
Oh, Gay. Look, why don't we sit down? Let's talk this over.
You think I'm unbalanced.
No, I think you're tired.
I'm quite sane, J.D. I want you to understand that.
Gay.
Last year you used a folding wheelchair when your knee was bad. Where is it?
I don't know. Back hall, maybe.
We'll have a look then. Go on, J.D. Walk. Open the door. What a remarkable memory, J.D. All right? Open it.
Oh, this is great.
There. Now sit down. Go ahead.
Oh, now look.
Sit. The belt off of this trench coat should do nicely. Now this should hold you, and if I need you in another room, I can wheel you there. I won't have to keep the gun pointed. That's rude, I know. Are you comfortable?
You know, this is a very poor joke.
I don't like to do this, J.D. I'm not a criminal.
Well, I made the phone call. Your contract is being drawn up. What more?
You remember the first time you saw me?
Yes, you were in the chorus of one of Daly's reviews.
Not the chorus. I had a specialty. Even at the first, I had a specialty. $40 a week. And I thought I'd arrive. I was 16.
Then Zimmer Productions signed you up at 10 times that figure.
And I made the Sunshine Girl. Do you remember how things were with ZSP in those days? The studio was bankrupt, but I saved you. They liked the Sunshine Girl. And little by little, I climbed to success with Zimmer Star Productions on my shoulders.
All right, but the favor worked both ways, Gay. How many even talented girls attend premieres of their own pictures before they're 17?
And did you know how I worked for those lights and premieres and contracts? I danced my heart out. I even risked my life for you.
You were never asked to do that.
But when you had the bright idea of a dance routine atop a 30-foot globe, I did it. Still have nightmares about that day. Lights in my eyes, I whirl, I smile, the music goes faster and faster. I look down. I fall. It was 8 months before I ever danced again.
I know, but you've always been our most reliable star.
I have, haven't I? No undue husband or scandals or temper.
All right, then. Why break your record?
You use me up and throw me out. You've done enough to me in my career. Tomorrow, you'll be the headlines, J.D. An unfortunate accident.
What are you talking about?
You don't swim, do you, J.D.? A villa in Palm Desert with a pool, a cottage at Carmel with a private beach, a ranch in Oregon with a private lake, but you don't swim, do you, J.D.?
You wouldn't do that.
No. Not yet. Tonight I'm going to set the time, say 9 o'clock. That will give you 3 hours and 40-odd minutes to think about it.
Okay, they'll arrest you. You'll go to jail.
Who's that?
I don't know.
I thought you weren't expecting anyone.
I'm not.
Who is it, J.D.? Let's not play games.
Maybe it's the delivery boy. I ordered some liquor.
Oh. I'll handle him.
How?
Never mind. Now I'm going to put you in the den and gag you. If I were you, J.D., I'd be very, very cooperative. It wouldn't bother me in the least to kill the delivery boy and then make it look as though you did it.
You are listening to Shooting Star, tonight's presentation in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense. Hello, this is Marvin Miller. We'll return to our program in a moment, but first, here's something to think about. You probably remember these words from your school days. We mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. They're the final words of our Declaration of Independence. Following them are the signatures of 56 men of many types. But to each of them, one thing was important: freedom. With a passionate faith, they believed in it and worked to bring it about. The freedoms which they declared have been endangered many times, but there have always been those with steady hearts and willing hands to defend and support the principles that free men live by. The American citizen recognizes his two responsibilities. First, to know what his rights are, and second, to defend those rights. And now, we bring back to our Hollywood soundstage Virginia Christine with Joseph Kearns, starring in tonight's production of Shooting Star, a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Coming. Well, hello.
Delivery for Mr. Zimmer. Bring him in?
Yes, come in.
Where do you want this stuff?
Well, over here in the bar. Do you mind?
No.
Why, it's hot for this late in the afternoon. Could you use a drink?
Well, sure. Why not?
I'll get the glasses. You open the bottle.
Which one?
Bourbon.
Ancient age, okay?
Fine. Go ahead. Pour.
Say, I thought Mr. Zimmer was here alone this time.
Well, he is, technically. I'm his secretary.
You don't say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Thanks.
Well, bottoms up.
Why not? You know, you're awful cute.
I get around.
I'll bet you do. Come here.
You gonna be here long?
Well...
What's that?
Nothing. I'm defrosting the refrigerator. Maybe you'd better go now.
Go? Now?
You'd better.
Well, that's a quick switch. I'll see you again, maybe?
Yes, maybe.
Yeah, well, bye. And, give my compliments to the old man.
I should be very angry with you, J.D., for knocking over that vase. I'll remember that at 9 o'clock. Meanwhile, I guess we can take this out.
You witch! That delivery boy. You not only want to kill me, but my reputation as well.
Your reputation. Shall I tell you something about your reputation, J.D.? You're known as a heartless, grasping, slave-driving tyrant.
That's a bunch of rubbish. I'm a hard-working man who got ahead by my own efforts.
How about that brother of yours who lent you $400 to get started? The rather small-time brother that you don't even talk about now.
I paid him back 100
And
times.
then there was the time when you took your own partner's wife away from him.
He was making her life miserable.
And what are you making it? A desert. You left her alone on your honeymoon, and she's hardly seen you since.
That's not true. I'm a busy man, but I'm a family man, and I won't have
You won't be considered a family man after the publicity you're going to get. But then you always taught me, any publicity is good publicity. Even when Eric Allen eloped with someone else on the eve of our wedding, you had the publicity make a front-page ball of it.
You can't keep down a story like that.
You could have tried. You could have tried.
All right, Kay, all right. Look, let's say you win. Let's say I've made mistakes. But I can always do better. Right now, I'm tired. I'm hungry. And if you'll just take off these confounded ropes, I'll agree to forget all about tonight. Come on. Now, what do you say?
And have you swear out a complaint the moment you're free?
No, I won't. You have my word. Look, I'll even put it in writing.
I'll think it over. I'll let you know at 9 o'clock. But you do have a point, J.D.
Of course.
About being hungry. I am too. Starved.
All right, we'll have some dinner sent over from the hotel.
No, let's not. They'd send a waiter, and I hate crowds. Don't you, J.D.? Let's see if you don't have a well-stocked larder to match that well-stocked bar. Won't you join me? Pompano, artichoke hearts, and brandied peaches. Quite a snack. And it's only 7:24. You have plenty of time to enjoy it. Shall I untie you so you can eat?
I'm not hungry now.
Oh, but you must eat something.
You were going to consider my offer.
Oh, yes. But, I wouldn't count on it, J.D. I'm afraid it's too late for mercy. Coffee?
No.
Let me slice you some of this, Edom. I have a nice, sharp...
What is it?
There's a car turning in. Who do you know who drives a pale blue cad convertible?
It's my wife. It's Iris.
So?
She must have driven down, and Iris knows you, Gay. You might just as well give up this game right now.
Not necessarily. Twilight. It's dim in the front room.
What are you going to do?
First, gag you. Again. I regret the necessity,
Don't you lay a
J.D.
finger on my wife. Don't you touch her. I swear, Gay. I swear.
Yeah? Oh. Who are you? I'm the maid here from the hotel. Mr. Simmer, he wanted some cleaning up done.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm Mrs. Zimmer. I'll come in if you don't mind. I forgot my keys. Where's Mr. Zimmer?
Oh, he's out.
Out?
Yeah, to dinner.
Well, I thought... Where was he going, did he say?
I don't know. Some club somewhere.
The Palm Club? Tennis club?
Yeah, that might be it. The tennis club.
Oh. Well, I'll drive over and join him. That drive through the desert is simply parched me. I think I'll get a drink of water.
Oh, I'll get it for you.
No, don't bother. I'll just run out to the kitchen and...
I was so worried about him, about his going out. I tell you, he had the mark of the dead on him.
Mark? What are you talking about?
Well, I tell you, he had shadows in his eyes. It was just about 10 minutes after the pain was gone from his heart. I told him to go to bed and let me bring him something. But he wouldn't do it. A telephone call and off he goes.
Are you trying to say my husband had a heart attack?
Yeah, it's like, perhaps.
When did this happen?
Well, not 10 minutes after I got here. Oh, I knew it this morning. The minute I opened my eyes, I said, there's going to be trouble today. I said, there's going to be trouble today.
Oh, do be quiet. I better get over there. Just leave the latch off the door. We won't be late.
I hope you're not too late. Yeah. Goodbye. I'm back, J.D. You can talk again now.
My wife.
She's gone.
Where is she?
I sent her off to Palm Springs to search for you. She thinks I'm the maid, and she thinks I'm a little odd.
The maid?
With the napkin around my head and my lipstick wiped off. You know, lipstick makes a remarkable difference to a woman.
She'll be back. When she can't find me, she'll be back.
Not in your lifetime, J.D. Shall we go into the living room? Allow me. Kitchen clock must have been a little slow. 22 minutes till 9. 22 minutes, J.D. You want anything special to pass the time?
Gay, look, Oh, no.
No? No little enthusiasms, J.D.? Then how about the radio? And I'll sit down. We shall have 21 minutes to wait, and I'm really very tired. Odd how much planning a murder takes out of one.
One more knot. Just one. My hands. There. Operator, get me the police. The police, quick.
Too late. Put down that phone. You thought I was asleep, but I wasn't. You might say I was acting. It's 9 o'clock, J.D.
No.
Get up and walk towards the pool, J.D.
No, Gay.
Don't make me shoot you here, J.D. Get out of that wheelchair.
Gay, please, you can't do this. You wouldn't get away with it. Now listen to me, Gay. I've been wrong. I'll make it up to you. You can have anything you want, money, parts, anything. No, Gay, don't. Not my life. Don't take my life, please. I beg you. I beg you.
All right, J.D. The audition's over. It was rather drastic, but it was the only way I knew. It was all an act, J.D. After all, I had to prove to you that I could be something more than a song and dance girl. I'll see who's at the door. For Miles. Benny.
Hello, Gay. Good evening, Gay. Say, what is all this about? I was all set with Laura Bevan for Dark Lady when I got word you were to do it. You came down to learn what goes.
J.D.'s right in there. You can ask him.
Well, good evening, J.D. Now, what's this about?
What's the matter with him?
He's unconscious.
Conscious? But he was all right a minute ago.
Oh, I'll get some brandy.
Don't.
Huh?
Don't bother. He's dead.
Dead?
He can't be. He can't. J.D.!
Look at the expression on his face.
Yes. He looks scared. Scared to death.
Suspense, in which Virginia Christine starred as Gay with Joseph Kearns as J.D. Next week, the story of a duel, an incomplete duel, since one of its participants chooses to wait and owe his adversary. We call it The Shot. That's next week on Suspense. Suspense is produced and transcribed by Norman MacDonald, with music composed by Lucian Morowick and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. Shooting Star was specially written for Suspense by Ruth Bourne. Featured in the cast were Sam Edwards, John Daner, Michael Ann Barrett, Gil Jarman, and John Large.
Suspense is another worldwide presentation of the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
And now, tonight's presentation of radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense. Tonight, the story of a duel, an incomplete duel, since one of its participants chooses to wait and owe his adversary. So now, starring William Conrad with John Daner, here is tonight's suspense play, The Shot.
Everyone's here, I see. You're late, Rolls. So I stopped to pick these. Cherry, anyone? No? They're delicious.
For a man who's about to die, you don't seem too concerned.
Well, I am concerned, Peyton. I have a whole hatful of delicious cherries that certainly have to be eaten. And on the other hand, Peyton, I'm not certain that I have to die.
You'll draw lots, gentlemen. Papers in this hat are numbered from 1 to 10. You'll each draw a paper. The man who receives the highest number will fire the first shot.
Well, after you, Lieutenant Peyton. And good luck.
Your draw, sir. Mr. Peyton.
I draw 8.
Now, I have drawn 10.
Mr. Rolls wins the first shot. Back to back. You will pace away until the count of 8 is completed. Mr. Rolls has the first shot. You, Mr. Peyton, will return his shot. Understood?
Yes, understood.
Is anyone present here who finds this not an honorable way to settle the dispute between these two men? You ready, gentlemen?
All ready?
Ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Mr. Peyton, are you all right? Are you hit?
No, I'm all right. Bullet went through my hat.
Your shot, Lieutenant Peyton.
Yes, I know.
Cherries. Wonderful. You seem so anxious to kill me, sir. Do I have to remind you that you have a shot at me? Go ahead. Take it.
No, not now.
Zachary, he's taking his shot at you. You have to take your shot at him.
Shut up. I don't have to do anything. Yet.
You challenged him to a duel, Zachary.
Quiet.
Would you like to take your shot from here, Peyton?
No. You don't seem ready for death this morning, Rolls.
You're wrong again, sir. I'm always ready for death or life. You've disappointed me, Peyton.
Have I?
Or perhaps I've disappointed you. At any rate, all of these gentlemen witness that I went through my part of the challenge. Now witness this. You still have your shot, Peyton. And if you aren't afraid to use it, I'll always be ready for you. Any day, any place.
I'll remember that, Rolls.
Please do so. Good day, gentlemen. It's a lovely morning.
Zachary, he'll tell everyone about this. You'll be ruined. You can't expect to stay in the regiment now.
Why deprive him of life when he attaches no value to it?
You ended the duel your way, and it's not an honorable way, Zachary.
The duel is not ended. You heard it. All of you heard it. I still have my shot coming. And I'll take it. I'll choose the day. And I'll choose the place. And then I'll see if he still wants to eat cherries and laugh down the barrel of my gun. Yes? What do you want?
I brought your mail.
Open the door. Set it there on the table, Mr. Temple. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Oh, I didn't know you had a visitor.
Mr. Stockwell, this is Mr. Temple, my landlord.
How do you do, Mr. Temple? Colonel Stockwell, Virginia Volunteer?
Mr. Stockwell now, Mr. Temple. There's no longer a Confederate Army or a Confederacy.
I forget sometimes, sir. I served under you in the 3rd Volunteers, and
Mr. Temple had quite a career as a soldier, Jim. He's told me about it every day since I took this room.
Only thing left to talk about now, Colonel. There's nothing but carpetbaggers and Yankees.
We all know how it is, Mr. Temple.
Was there anything else?
Oh, yes. Those are fine dueling pistols, Mr. Peyton.
I have already admired Mr. Peyton's firearms.
Would you believe how good Mr. Peyton is with it, Colonel? Why, he lies right here on his bed and fires away at a little old playing card stuck on the fence post out there in back. Hits it every time. Some shooting, I declare. Mr. Peyton practices all the time.
Is that all, Mr. Temple?
What?
I ask if that was all. Is there something else you have to say?
Well, it's my wife, Mr. Peyton. I mean, Libby don't like it. She don't understand how it is with a man and a gun. When women are like that. I keep telling her these are hard times, and we surely appreciate getting a man in here who can pay us a little rent, but then she just don't know.
Then tell her. Tell her, Mr. Temple, I practice shooting in all kinds of light from all positions, and I'll continue to do it. Good day, Mr. Temple.
Yes, sir. Good day to you both.
Jim?
No thanks.
Yeah.
Well, you haven't changed too much, Zachary. A little gray.
It's been 7 years now.
Now, Zach, maybe you have changed. The man who was just here was afraid of you.
Scared, shrinking little man.
If I might comment, Zach, you didn't do anything to alleviate his fright.
He uses his wife as an excuse. It's not his wife, it's him. He's frightened of my gun. He knows what I can do with it.
But that means nothing to you. He has no bearing on your life.
True. But it comes to him that a gun pointed at a card stuck on a fence can just as easily be pointed at a heart stuck in a man's chest.
Would you mind putting those pistols back in the case?
You afraid too, Jim?
I'm not a Willis Temple. Don't treat me like that, Zachary. I'm your friend. I came here to meet you because you asked me.
There. Better.
Why am I here, Zachary? What do you want of me?
A week ago, I received a letter from Norfolk. It mentioned that an old acquaintance of mine is living here. A man who was an officer in my regiment. His name is Benjamin Rolls.
Oh.
Do you know him, Jim?
Slightly. I've seen him around town, spoken to him once or twice.
How does he look these days?
Not knowing how he looked when you knew him, I'd say he looks mighty fine, Zach. He's in good health, I think. And he's done better than most of us. I understand his family lost all they had at Savannah, but there's an English branch that died off and filled in the inheritance. He's very well off. Marcia Pemberton's considered to be a very, very lucky young lady in these parts.
Marcia Pemberton?
The girl he married last week.
Does he love her?
What?
Do you know if he loves this girl he married?
Well, it's apparent to everybody in town that he loves her very much. When he was courting her, folks in town saw them together often. I saw him. I would say Ben Rolls is in love. The way a man loves only once in his life. Is that what you want to know?
Yes.
Why?
It's important for me to know.
Because I'm your friend, Zachary, I'm talking to you about Ben Rolls, but I'm uncomfortable. I don't like talking about a man. You see over there, that large white house on the hill?
Yes, I see it.
That's where Ben lives. He's right there, Zachary. You can talk to him instead of me. I won't answer any more questions, Zachary. Zachary, why do you want to know these things about Ben Rolls?
I want to satisfy myself that he's at last found something to live for. I want to know if he can still laugh down a gun barrel.
I heard about that duel. I won't let you do this thing, Zachary. There's been enough killing.
Jim!
Yes?
Jim, I'd hate to kill you, too.
You are listening to The Shot, tonight's presentation in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense. To keep the United States Air Force at full strength around the clock, around the year, America's youth must respond in greater numbers than ever. An Air Force career offers travel, education, adventure, and high pay. More than that, it offers a personal opportunity to help America lead the world in the cause of freedom. For further information, see your local recruiter. And now we bring back to our Hollywood soundstage William Conrad, starring in tonight's production of The Shot, a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Zachary?
Jim Stockwell?
Yes.
Who are your friends?
This is Pauk Yeager and Quincy Talbot. We were in the Army together, Zach.
How do, Miss Peyton?
Pauk and Quincy were executive officers for me in the 3rd Cavalry. We served together at Appomattox.
What do you and your friends want, Jim?
I want to talk to you about Ben Rolls some more, Zach. I've told Pauk and Quincy all you told me. They're close friends to me now, and I've asked them to assist me.
That's right, Captain. Mr. Stockwell's told us everything.
Zach, the war did many things to all of us. Everything we thought and lived for is gone now, but we are still human beings. You want to kill Ben Rolls tonight. This is what the war has done to you, Zach. And this is what I want to talk about. Wanting to kill a man in cold blood, a man you haven't seen for 7 years or better, doesn't make sense. I'm your friend, Zachary, and I want to help you.
Go home, Jim. Pauk, Quincy, this is none of your business.
We can't do that, Zachary. We can't let you go in and shoot Ben Rolls in cold blood.
Let's all go upstairs to your room and talk a bit, Captain. Quincy's got some fine whiskeys that come in from Ireland, haven't you, Quincy?
I sure have, Captain. It's Jameson's. You're a man I'd be proud to share it with. Captain, Mr. Stockwell is your friend, and he's thinking of you.
Is Ben Rolls your friend, too, Jim? Are you trying to protect him?
What I know of Ben Rolls, I told you this afternoon.
Get out of my
You'll
way.
have to kill me first, Zachary. Kill these 2 boys who never done you any harm. But I won't let you go over there.
No.
Ah, quit that! Fool, Zachary. Stop. All right, Pop, it's the only way. All right, let me down there. Quincy, hand me that whiskey.
Yes, sir. I'll get his hit, Mr. Stockwell.
All right, here. Here. I'm sorry, Zachary. Sometimes we all go about things the wrong way. I'm noted for my poor judgment in many matters.
Jim, ask him to wait over there.
All right, pal. Quincy, over there.
Sure, it's all right, Mr. Stockwell.
Captain Peyton is a man of honor.
Come on, Quincy. Be right over by the trees, sir.
Jim, I have to kill him. I have to before I can ever live again. I hate him, Jim. When you've lived with a hate as long as I've lived with it, there's nothing else you can do.
Zach, it would solve nothing. Killing Ben Rolls.
Why do you think I resigned my commission before the war was over? Why do you think I disappeared from the Confederacy? Why do you think I never returned to my home?
I heard you'd done all those things. I didn't ask any questions because you're my friend.
Ben Rolls is the cause of everything. One night, in front of the whole regiment, he slacked me.
Over what? Why?
A girl. Just a girl we both liked. I don't even remember her name. No, everybody had seen it coming. Until Rolls joined the regiment, I was the most popular officer with my fellow officers and the ladies.
Exactly. That was then.
And this is now. But my life stopped then, Jim. Jim, try to remember how it was then in the early stages when the North was dying and not the South. was so fashionable to be young and reckless and brave. And an officer in the Confederate Army. And then to be slapped by a man more brave, more reckless, more everything. It was too much.
Zach, those days are gone. Forget them. The whole way of life is different now.
It's no different for him.
Zach.
And it's no different for me, Jim.
Can you kill a man for something that happened then?
He shot at me once. Now I owe him a shot. You know that, Jim.
Yes, Zachary. You owe him a shot. Go ahead.
You, letting him go, Mr. Stockwell?
Yes. I can't stop him. It's between him and Ben Rolls now.
I understand you have some business with me, sir. I don't usually receive people who refuse to give their names to my servants.
Hello, Rolls. Don't you recognize me?
Zachary Payton. What are you doing here?
I owe you a shot, Rolls. And I've come to pay off.
I see.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. I told you I always would be.
Yes, you did. And you asked me to remember it. You don't seem quite as certain as you were the last time we met. Is there something wrong?
I believe we were at 8 paces before.
Yes. Do you mind if I count?
I'll count.
As you will, Rose. Back to back.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shoot, man. Shoot! Do it quickly.
You seem in a hurry to die, Mr. Rolls.
It's Marcia, my wife. She'll be coming home any minute.
Oh, well, in that case, we'd better get on with it then.
Shoot!
You know, I apologize, Mr. Rolls, that this pistol isn't loaded with cherry stones. You have no idea how often I've dreamed of cherry stone bullets since last we met. I think they would be somewhat lighter than lead.
Shoot.
Rolls, this doesn't seem to me like a duel anymore. It's just plain murder. And if I'm anything, I will not be called a murderer. You must understand that I've had quite a long lecture on why I shouldn't be doing this. I don't like shooting an unarmed man. Well, there's another pistol in my case, all loaded. Take it, and then we can start over. You hesitate, Mr. Rolls.
I do not hesitate, sir. I'm ready now.
Well, go ahead, Mr. Rolls. Your shot.
What?
You may have the first shot. I'm ready. Well, sir, you have broken a candle holder and ruined a picture. Now I truly owe you a shot.
Ben, dear, what is it? What's the matter? Oh, Ben, you all right?
I'm fine, Marcia, fine. Truly I am. Can't you see we're just joking?
Joking?
Now, don't be so frightened. Now, I'll tell you what. Find Abrams and ask him to bring up some nice wine.
But...
And then I'll introduce you to my old friend here.
Tell me, sir. Is my husband telling the truth? Ben, is it true you're just joking?
He's always joking, Mrs. Rolls. Once he slapped me in the face for a joke. Another time he put a bullet through my cap for a joke. And just now he fired a gun at me and missed. Another joke. And now I think I'll have my little joke. And end this joking.
Ben, this is the man Peyton you told me
Leave
about.
the room. Marcia. This is between us. This man has a right to shoot at me. I wouldn't have any honor if I didn't allow him.
Oh, no.
Shoot, Peyton. Shoot, man, and stop making her suffer for me. Will you fire or not?
No. No, sir. I will not fire. I'm satisfied. I've seen you afraid. I forced you to fire at me. That's enough. You'll remember me all your life, Rose. I'll leave you to your conscience. Now, as for that shot, here it is. Goodbye, Mr. Rose.
Zachary, you did it. You took your shot.
Yes, I put it in the picture. Right next to his shot.
Zach, he's still alive. You could have killed him, but he's alive.
He's fine, Jim. And still the bravest man I ever met. Let's go, Jim.
And now, tonight's presentation of radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense. Tonight, the terrifying story of a young couple and a mad woman and what happened to them. So now, starring Harry Bartell and Virginia Gregg, here is tonight's suspense play, On a Country Road.
Traffic. Must be a wreck or something up ahead.
Just keeps up, we'll get caught in the rain.
Yeah. Looks like a big storm building up, too. Hey, remember that shortcut?
Which one?
The little tarred road that goes across through Santa Marches and comes out on the other highway?
The one we took last summer?
Yeah. I'll turn off there and duck this pile up. I'd like to get as far as possible before that storm. Why don't you put out your hand?
Oh, don't get angry, Dave.
Well, he cut right in front of me to turn into that gas station.
Maybe he needed gas. Do we have plenty?
No. I'll have to stop and get some. Turn on the radio, eh? See if you can get the news.
Police this afternoon issued 2 warnings to all residents of Long Island to be on the lookout for Nellie Golar, a middle-aged woman described as dangerous and insane.
What?
She escaped this morning from Restview Mental Hospital after fatally butchering a doctor, a nurse, and a ward attendant with a meat cleaver.
Oh.
This is the same Nellie Golar who a year ago murdered 3 persons on a Brooklyn street, also using a meat cleaver as a weapon at that time. This station will broadcast a full description of our regular newscast, which follows in just a few moments.
My mother-in-law.
Anyone who may know the whereabouts of this woman
No, I'm kidding.
has to communicate with Long
At
Island.
least we aren't the only crazy people on Long Island. Why'd you change it?
I didn't want to listen anymore. Why don't they put her to sleep instead of just locking her up where she can escape and kill more people?
Who?
The woman they were talking about on the radio.
Well, she can't help what she does. She's sick.
And what good does that do the people who get chopped up with a meat cleaver?
I don't know. The laws were made before the doctors knew very much about the human mind.
Still don't know much.
I see what it is. There's a roadblock up ahead.
What's happened?
I don't know. Cops all over the road.
I'll bet they're looking for that crazy woman.
I guess so.
Hold it a minute.
Hey, what's up, officer?
Just a checkup. Anything in the back seat?
Just a blanket and some fishing tackle.
We went surf fishing.
Yes, ma'am. Seen any hitchhikers?
No, just traffic.
Okay. Move right along, please.
Are you looking for the crazy woman?
Moving along. Let's go.
He's busy.
All residents and motorists on Long Island are warned to be on the alert for the escaped insane woman who is somewhere on the island. What are you doing? She is described as tall, broad-shouldered, gray-haired, and rather heavy. She may still be armed with a meat cleaver. 100 men are searching the area, and they are prepared to shoot on sight. Here's another bulletin on the case which just came in. Just a few minutes ago, the decapitated bodies of an elderly man and woman were found by police near Center Mauritius on Long
Here's
Island.
that shortcut.
Residents of the area are warned not to open their doors to strangers. Motorists are cautioned to stay off the lonely roads and not to pick up any hitchhiker. All persons are asked to be on the lookout for this woman. Here's her description again. She is tall, gray-haired, with broad shoulders and long arms. She is believed to be armed.
Turn that off, will you, Dorothy?
What's
enough of it? Shortcut will save us a lot of time.
You turned off the highway.
Well, sure. I told you when I did it. We've come over a mile already. We'll save a lot of time.
Didn't you hear what the radio said about staying off lonely roads?
We just have to go across to the other highway. It won't take long.
Are you sure?
Of course. We go past Center Mauritius and then take the left road and come out right by the highway bridge.
Center Mauritius is where she just killed those two people.
Oh, you're acting like a child. What can happen to us while we're driving? Besides, the whole island's full of men looking for this lunatic. They'll catch her.
Oh.
It's just the storm, honey. You're jumping.
I'm silly. David.
What?
The gas gauge says empty.
There's still a couple of gallons left when it points to empty.
How long has it said empty?
I don't know. I'll get gas when we get across to the other highway.
David, I'm scared.
Relax, honey.
I wish we'd stayed on the highway.
If I'd known you'd act like this, I would have.
It's not my fault.
Well, it's not mine either. I'm having trouble enough just trying to see through the storm.
David, what are we fighting about?
I don't know. Driving through these burned-out woods in this kind of weather is enough to give anyone the willies.
It got dark so fast. How do you see ahead? Even in the headlights.
There's something up there.
Don't stop, David.
Only a sign.
A crazy woman could be around here.
Look, I'm not picking up anyone. I just want to know where I am.
Get out of the car.
I'm not getting out of the car. Now, calm down, will you? Little Mauritius that way. We'll take this road.
Little Mauritius. This must be the road that she told us to.
Dorothy, please.
I'm sorry. I'm jumpy. Turn on the radio. We haven't passed the house yet. Miles of woods on both
But it's
sides.
so dark we wouldn't have been able to see anything if it was there. Rain seems to be getting worse.
And motorists in the area are warned not to open their car doors.
David.
Now stop that, Dorothy.
That's why the police had a roadblock by this road. The crazy woman might be anywhere in these woods.
But not necessarily where we are.
David, what's the matter?
Oh, fine. What a place to run out of gas.
Oh, no. You mean we're stuck here?
I don't know. Well, we're here for the time being anyway.
Crazy woman is in the woods. She'll kill us.
She's nowhere near us. Now, will you calm down?
David, quick.
What?
Turn off your headlights.
Why, did you see something?
David, I don't know. I'm scared.
I should have got gas.
Don't put the headlights on, please.
Why?
She'll see us if you do.
Oh, for Pete's sake. I'm putting them on.
David, please turn them off.
Listen, Dorothy, I don't want this silly thing to get to you now.
Just look at the headlights. Poking into darkness with nothing but wet bushes and trees. And rain falling, please, David.
All right. There. They're off. You feel any better sitting in the dark?
If only the thunder and lightning would stop. The rain.
Look, Dorothy, there's no sense in sitting here all night. It's only a few minutes past 10. I'll walk up the road a bit. There might be a house or something.
You're not going to leave me here. I won't let you go.
But Dorothy, we can't sit here in the middle of nowhere for the rest of the night.
We're safer here than out there. David, she's probably hiding in the woods just waiting for a chance to kill us.
Oh, come on. Why should she be right where we've run out of gas?
Why can't she be here? Oh, please stay in the car.
Well, it's silly, but all right.
Quick.
What?
Lock the doors from the inside.
Why, what is it?
She can't get in here.
She's nowhere near us.
Don't be mad at me, David. I'm so scared. I know I'm acting very silly, but I can't help it.
I'm sorry. Come here. Now, let me put my arm around you. There.
Oh, David.
Come on, please. Put your head on my shoulder.
Please forgive me, David.
Go ahead and cry. Make you feel better.
Oh, this isn't popular music.
I don't know, I'll see.
Who are pressing their search for the escaped insane woman who has killed 5 persons since fleeing from a Long Island mental hospital. Rain and darkness are hampering their search. In making her escape this morning, the mad woman killed a doctor, a nurse, and an attendant.
We'll leave it off for a while.
It's so quiet and lonely here. I wish it were morning.
Look, Dorothy, suppose I run up the road. There might be a house.
No, Daddy, no, please. David.
What?
Listen, did you hear that?
I don't hear anything.
There it is.
I don't... Oh, it's a dog. Little dog barking.
David.
I guess it's only a lost dog. Or maybe there's a house nearby.
Or the crazy woman. David! Oh.
Something hit the back of the car.
She'll
Is
kill
the
us.
door locked on your side?
Yes. Yes, what if she breaks the window? She's got a cleaver.
Flash a light here. I saw somebody.
It's a crazy woman. Can you see her? She's still there.
Too dark to see.
She'll kill us.
Calm down, please.
What's she doing?
I don't know.
Ah! She's at the window. Right next to me.
Get away from that window.
She's trying to get in the car.
In her hair. Go away!
I'm not crazy. The crazy woman is after me. Don't let her in.
Go away! We got a gun. We'll shoot.
It worked. She's staring at me.
I'm warning you. I'll shoot.
Please don't leave me out here, please. That woman will kill me. David, take your pipe. Hold it like a gun. It'll look like a gun.
Yeah. Now look. I got a gun. I'm going to shoot.
She's backing away.
Keep going before I start shooting.
Oh, David. Oh, she's gone. Oh, she disappeared.
We can't get out now. All we can do is sit here all night and wait for help.
Where'd she go?
I don't know. She's out there, though. Probably planning on how to get in this car.
David, what are we going to do? She's the one. I know.
She didn't have a cleaver. She must have dropped it when she ran into the car.
Yes, it was all twisted. Her hair was hanging down.
She's back there looking for that cleaver now.
Kill us. Oh, she'll kill us.
Dorothy, stop it.
She'll kill us. Oh! David! David! Ah!
You are listening to On a Country Road, tonight's presentation in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense. During World War II, the skies of Europe were broad highways of terror for bombardment. Your opportunity to guard our skies against surprises comes in parcels of time amounting to no more than 2 hours a week. Volunteer hours spent as ground observers. 2 hours a week. If enough of us give the time means security. Ask at your local civil defense office. Earn your silver wings with the ground observers. And now we bring back to our Hollywood soundstage Virginia Gregg and Harry Bartell, starring in tonight's production of On a Country Road, a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Get away from there. Stay out of the car.
I'm coming in. I can't stand it out here.
Stay out of the car. I warn you, I've got a gun.
You wouldn't shoot. Go away. You're crazy. We know all about you. I'm not the crazy woman. Believe me. Let me in. Do it, David. She's trying to trick us. Listen to me, please. I've been running in this awful storm. My car is stuck in the ditch back there.
How far back?
I don't know. It seems like miles. I heard about the crazy woman on the radio. I was afraid to stay in the car alone. Let me in.
No, David. Go back to your own car.
No. It's so dark and so lonely in this storm. I locked the doors, but I was afraid. I could see things and hear things in the darkness. I couldn't stand it anymore. I got out and ran. It's the rain. That's why I look like this. I'm not the crazy woman. Let me in, please. Let me
maybe
in.
she isn't the crazy woman. Maybe she's just scared and exhausted.
No, David. She's the one. The crazy woman had a cleaver. I'm not armed. The three of us will be safer together.
I don't know. She makes sense to me, Dorothy. We would be safer with one more person.
David, I don't know. Let me in, please. I'm wet to the skin.
I'm going to unlock the door, Dorothy.
David,
All right, come on, get in. But you make one move and I'll shoot you.
It's good to sit down.
There's a blanket on the floor back there. Try to dry yourself off with it.
The darkness and the rain. It was enough to drive me out of my mind. I ran and ran. All I could hear was feet chasing after me, hunting me.
You live near here?
Farther out, near Rescue. I used to live in Brooklyn.
It's a mental hospital.
I know. I'm used to the crazy people, but not at night and in a lonely place like this. Not the kind of kill people.
You live at Rescue?
No, just near
David,
there.
We can't sit here not knowing. If we could get to a phone.
A phone? Why?
Call the police. Get some help.
No, don't do that.
Why not? Why don't you want the police?
No, I do. But you'll be killed.
What do you mean?
The woman. She'll kill him if he goes away from this car.
Is that dog again? Do you hear it?
Somebody's out there.
There might be a house nearby. Maybe it's barking to be let in.
It senses somebody. There's somebody out there. That's why
The crazy woman's creeping around out there.
Quick! Let's get away before we're caught.
Look out, David. Let go of me. What are you trying to do?
Start the car, quick. We'll get away.
We're out of gas.
Out of gas?
You don't think we parked here for the fun of it, do you?
David? It stopped barking. What does it mean?
David, we're so helpless. We can kill us easily.
Can't just sit there. We've got to get away.
I'm not a magician, lady. I can't make gasoline out of rain.
We can't stay here the whole night.
Let go of me. There's nothing I could do.
Try something, anything. Don't just sit there. You're scaring me, David. Stop
Now, you cut it out. You'll have us all in hysterics.
All right. All right, I'm sorry. I've got an idea. Give me your gun.
Why?
Why? I'll tell you I want it. Give it to me.
David, what's the matter with her?
Listen to me. I'm all right. But I can't sit here all night. I'd go crazy. Give me the gun and I'll go. I won't be afraid of the dark and the noises and the feet following me. I'll go, I promise you, but
No.
give me the gun.
No, sit down.
Please, I'll go, I promise. I can't stand sitting in the house.
I told you to shut up. If you don't, I'll make you get out of the car.
You wouldn't. Not unarmed. Not into the woods again. You're nice people, aren't you? Or do you want me to leave you up and shoot me? Is that
Stop
it? We're not going to shoot you. We don't have a gun. It's only
Dorothy!
a pipe. David, a smoking pipe?
Oh, David, I'm sorry.
Then you're not armed.
I'm sorry, David. It's all right.
Why did you tell me you had a gun?
Why does it make a difference to you whether I'm armed or not?
I don't know you. Maybe you two are more dangerous than the crazy woman.
I'll tell you what I think. I think you're the crazy woman. So when you grabbed David when you wanted him to start the
Dorothy,
car...
stop
it. Don't excite it.
Don't excite me. Why? Maybe you think I'm dangerous. An old woman you took into your car. Two of you, and you're afraid of
We're
me.
not afraid of you. Now sit back in the seat and don't try anything. I'm watching you all the time.
David, the storm is stopping. Maybe now the time. Time for what? What are you going to do? You two are up to something.
Oh, shut up. My wife meant now is the time to go for help.
I did not. I meant now's the time for us to escape. David, can't you see it? She's the one. She'll kill us. You
Stop it. Sit back in that seat.
You haven't got a gun.
No, but I have got a knife.
David.
It's my jackknife, but it's sharp and it's strong. Now, don't try any tricks.
All right. Threaten me. Watch me. While that woman is out there. All you can do is sit and wait for her to make the next move. To us like that old man and woman. Must have been on the same road. They were in their car, too. They must have let her in. We'll leave, then. The three of us will walk. We'll stay close together and we'll be quiet. Anyone hiding in the woods won't hear us. Don't let her out of the car, David. We'll be killed.
How would we find our way? It's too dark.
We'll find our way.
Look out there. The road's full of shadows.
Get her out of the car, David. She wants to kill us. Kill you.
Look, if you want to go, why don't you leave? You don't need us. We're willing to stay here until help comes.
I'd be helpless alone. If I had a gun or something. Your knife. Where the police? I can't do this. Nobody will come. There's no one in these woods. They're burned out and deserted.
Honey, please.
It was your idea to use this road. You wouldn't listen to me and stop again.
I couldn't help it. I got lost.
To do something, not to sit there waiting and waiting. Do something before we're murdered. Are you so helpless?
All right, I'm going to do something. I'll go for help.
That's it. Get help. In her hand.
What?
I saw it in the moonlight. It glittered.
What is it?
Your wife is hysterical. A long piece of broken glass. Long and pointed. See? She doesn't answer. She's just watching us. What's she waiting for?
In the broken window. That's where she got it.
So what if I have it? I'm not going to sit here defenseless. She's going to attack us. Don't be silly. It was all right for you to have a knife. Why can't I be armed for whatever may come?
Give me that broken glass.
Give it to you? You think I'm crazy?
Give it to me.
You couldn't protect us from anything. David, what are you doing? Why are you climbing over the seat?
Now, I warn you, I'm through letting my wife be terrified. Give me that glass.
Stay away from me!
Once I'd left the car, you were going to butcher my wife with that broken glass.
No! No!
Give me that glass.
You're crazy. Let me alone. Hold it, don't let it free.
Got my arm.
You killed me. Get out there, David. You're both gone crazy. Trying to kill me.
Like you were going to murder us.
I want to get free. David, if you have a knife, and I'll have glass. Hold it, David, hold it.
Much longer.
I'm not crazy. Please believe me. Just give me that knife, that's all.
Got my throat.
Your knife! David, use your knife! You killed her! You killed the crazy woman!
I couldn't help it. She was choking.
You're covered with blood.
She's going to kill us. Look, lights. The car's coming. Help's coming. Everything will be all right, honey. Hey there. You in the car. Why are you parked here?
The police. It's the police at last.
We ran out of gas. It's a crazy woman. Couldn't have picked a better spot, what with that woman running around loose.
Officer, we wanted to tell you.
Farmer up the road called us. Said his dog's been barking at something. Yeah, well, we caught her. Who'd you catch?
The crazy woman. She's in the back seat. Dead.
What? No. No, she's alive. Badly hurt, though. She was trying to kill us. We fought. We'll get her to a hospital. You come with me. Lucky it didn't kill her. We captured that crazy woman half hour ago. I don't know who this lady is. Well, come on. Give me your hand with her.
Suspense, in which Harry Bartell starred as David and Virginia Gregg as Dorothy, with Helen Cleve as the woman. Next week, the story of a young girl who was able to win her way with all men, save one. We call it simply Pretty Girl. That's next week on Suspense. Suspense is produced and directed by Norman MacDonald, with music composed by Lucien Morawick and conducted by Lud Gluskin. On a Country Road was specially written for Suspense by Walter Bazar. Also appearing in tonight's cast were Tom McKee and Jack Carroll. Gunsmoke is heard twice every Saturday on the CBS Radio Network. And now, tonight's presentation of radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense. Tonight, the story of a young girl who was able to win her way with all men, save one. So now, starring Lynn Allen with Vic Perrin, here is tonight's suspense play, Pretty Girl.
Hi, Lieutenant.
Sergeant Norman?
Yeah.
Where is she?
We've got her down here at the end of the hall.
Wait a minute. On the phone, you said she had something with her.
That. On the desk. That's all she had. No coat, no purse. Walking around in the rain with that thing in her hand.
Been checked?
Yeah.
That's heavy enough.
What?
It's a good question. Let's find out.
Right.
You give a name yet?
Nah.
What does the doctor say?
He's looking it up in his book.
I've seen her before someplace.
She wanted to know if you'd be here.
Me?
Yeah, by name.
A pretty girl.
Awful pretty girl, Lou.
Hello. My name's Louis Gagan. You know me? Sergeant Hammond said you asked for me. You know me? You looked familiar to me when I walked in the room. Louis Gagan, police lieutenant. Mean anything?
She hear you?
She hears me. What's your name?
Emmy Carter?
C-A-R-T-E-R?
Yes.
Where do you live, Emmy?
1218 10th Avenue.
What do you do? What do you do, Emmy?
I go to school.
You in the university?
Yes.
All right, see what you can find.
Right.
What happened tonight, Emmy? Where have you been? What happened?
Where's my purse?
I don't know.
Lipstick. Where's my lipstick?
Probably in your purse. Where'd you leave it?
I couldn't find my lipstick. I couldn't find my lipstick. I asked Sal. She wears my color. I wanted some lipstick.
Here. Use my lipstick.
Thanks.
What's his name?
Ray Hamilton. You wouldn't know him.
Doesn't he go to school?
Teaches. Instructor in my econ class. That's better. Thanks. Do the same for you someday.
How does the college feel about that?
Same as they always feel. Awful if they're new. Not as bad as it sounds. Dr. Brown has 5 instructors, flunkies really. The class is so big he can only lecture it. His instructors have lab once a week. You know, we break into little classes, ask questions.
I've got a question. What are you going to tell him?
What would you tell him?
I don't know. But whatever it is, he wouldn't like it.
Too bad about him. Too old for me anyway.
You didn't think he was so old a couple of weeks ago when you met him.
I wondered what it'd be like to be kissed by a professor. He was the nearest thing I could find. Besides, I had to pass the course.
Oh, you never looked at a book.
I looked at him. Just as good. Ooh, there he is now.
Oh, well, I'll get in the bed.
No, you sit tight. I'll talk to him out in the hall. This'll only take a minute. Hi, Ray.
Hi.
How are you, stranger?
Oh, just the way I've been hoping you'd come here.
Ray.
It's so good to hold you again. So good. I wish I could see you every day and every night. So good.
Well, this is nice, Ray, but we can't stand here all night doing this. Isn't the rain awful?
It bothered me before I got out here, but not now. I've got a lot of things to tell you, Emmy. Let's make tonight count, rain or no rain. Come on, get your coat.
I can't.
What?
I'm sorry, Ray. I planned on a night, too, but I can't go out with you.
What do you mean? Em, we've got a date.
I know, and I'm so sorry. I'm terribly sorry, but, well, something's come up and I can't make it.
Well, what's come up? What is this, anyhow?
Well, Dr. Church has original copies of the Laynard papers. He got them from New York this morning. He spent all day photostating them for the library.
Well, what's this?
Well, wait. I have to do a term paper on the Laynard principle, and Dr. Church said I could go over the original papers if I came over to his house tonight.
What's the matter with the photostats in the library?
They won't be available. It's a special favor to me from Dr. Church. I have to go to his house and work on them tonight. He has to return them to New York in the morning. Oh, I have to spend the evening at Dr. Church's. He and Mrs. Church have been very nice to me. He called me and told me about them, and I had to say I'd come over tonight. It's the only night I'll be able to do it. Don't you see?
What about us? This is the only night I've got, the only night I can get away.
But it just wasn't anything I could do, Ray. Dr. Church called right after you called, and I felt so awful. I wanted to call you back, but I didn't dare call the econ department and ask for you. We know how that'd look. And I knew you'd be there until you got here.
My one night off.
I know. I'm sorry. But it's a weeknight anyhow, and we both have to get up early tomorrow. Maybe you'll be free next Sunday afternoon. We could go out for a little while and do something.
I'm here tonight.
Put your voice down. Oh, Ray, you don't have to get mad at me. I thought you'd understand. If I have to work, I have to work, and, well, I don't complain to you, and you have to work practically all the time.
You know I'm trying to get my associate.
Don't be mad, please. We'll get together next weekend.
Yeah, next weekend. And tomorrow night and the next night and the next night you'll be out with some college squirt, but you can't go out with me tonight.
We aren't going steady or anything like that. After all, I can't sit around waiting you to get your darned old associate all the time, can I? You're only young once, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, well, I can't argue with you anymore, Ray. It's getting late. Call me about this weekend if you feel like it. Night.
Hey, you know, that guy sounded pretty mad.
And he looked pretty mad, too. Well, that's that. I better get a move on.
You know, someday, little gal, one of them's going to come along that you can't handle.
I'd like to see him. I'll probably marry him.
And there'll be a very large explosion.
That sounds interesting.
And then somebody will get hurt.
I'll tell her when she comes in. Take care of yourself, Sal.
You do the same, sister.
Why thought you left?
I did. I came right down here in front and waited.
Why?
What time do you have to be there to go over your papers?
I told Dr. Church I'd be there at 8:30 sharp.
Where does he live?
On the edge of Campus Drive.
Fine. I'll take you.
Oh, don't put yourself out, Ray. I was going to take a bus.
I'm not putting myself out. I want to make sure you get to Dr. Church's, Emmy. Understand?
All right. Let's go.
It was awfully sweet of you to drive me over, Ray. Thanks for the lift.
Thanks for letting me bring you here when I thought we were going out and have some fun.
Oh. Well, thank you for trusting me, Ray.
Well, you sounded kind of funny when I called this afternoon. We've had this date for a week. I thought maybe you were trying to get out of it, but you just didn't want to see me for some reason or other.
Don't be silly. If you're all through questioning me, Mr. Detective, I'll go now.
Emmy, look, I'm sorry. I thought maybe you had something else in mind, meeting someone else or something.
Well, now you know.
Wait. Let's not fight, Emmy.
All right, Ray, let's not fight.
I need you, Emmy, more than I can tell you. I wanted to be with you tonight, and now you're going to... he gets to spend the night with you, and I have to be alone.
I'm not working with Dr. Church, Ray. He's just letting me see the papers and use his desk. He doesn't want the papers out of the house.
Oh, he won't be there?
No.
I've got an idea. Why don't I let him go and then come back? Maybe I can help you with your paper.
Oh, well, that'd be fun, Ray, but I don't think you better. Dr. Church wouldn't like it if I had someone over when I was supposed to be studying.
Well, who's going to tell them? I could pick up some Chinese food.
I've been thinking, Ray. Maybe we aren't such a good idea after all. I'm still an undergraduate, and you're still trying for your associate, and as long as you're on the faculty, it's hard for us to see each other. And besides that, you're a lot older than I am. I just think we ought to end it right here.
Just like that?
Yes. And you better not call me anymore or come by the apartment. Ray, I mean it. I don't want to see you again.
Listen. Who do you think you're talking to anyway? One of the Rover boys? I don't take this kind of treatment from anybody. You'll see me again. Before I'm through with you, you'll see a lot of me.
Listening to Pretty Girl, tonight's presentation in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense. It's tough for a man with a record to avoid suspicion when his name is linked with a homicide. Friday night, Casey, crime photographer, wonders about an ex-cop kicked off the force for an old weakness. Wonders what connection, if any, he has with the murder Casey's investigating. For details and for a mighty exciting mystery, listen to CBS Radio's Crime Photographer tomorrow night over most of these same stations. And now we bring back to our Hollywood soundstage Lynn Allen with Vic Perrin, starring in tonight's production of Pretty Girl, a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Emmy.
What?
Did Ray strike you? Did he hurt you?
When I was 14, my sister told me I'd never have to worry about men telling me what to do. She said I could tell them, and I could too. They're like little dogs. They do what you tell them. It's fun. It's fun.
Was it fun tonight, Emmy?
Yes. Yes, it's always fun. Oh.
Easy. Take it easy.
Emmy, are you all right? Mm-hmm. You looked a little distraught when you came in.
He was out there arguing with her boyfriend, dear.
Oh.
Isn't that right, Em?
You're always right, Dr. Church.
You see there? Who won, Em?
Who do you think?
Oh, Walter.
Oh, you're bound to argue with all of them, aren't you, Emmy?
Walter.
Am I right?
I couldn't argue with a psychology professor.
Oh, that's my wife standing there. Well, give the fire a poke now and then. Use this here.
All right.
All the papers are on my desk. Just help yourself.
Yes, sir.
I still don't see why they should interest you. Well, you ready, my dear?
Anytime you are, dear.
I'll bring the car around.
I'll get my coat.
I just love your house, Miss Church.
I'm glad, Emmy.
So cozy and warm on a night like this. Not like our old apartment.
I was a little surprised when you phoned up and asked to come over tonight. Well, it's all yours. Oh, that's Walter. Good night, my dear.
Good night.
Oh, dear. That's probably Dr. Chase now. Will you answer it, Emmy, and tell him we left 10 minutes ago?
All right. Hello?
Emmy?
Yes?
This is Ray.
Oh,
I've got to talk to you.
I know the way you talk.
I'm sorry, Emmy. I was mad, I guess, but I'm not mad anymore. I want to see you.
It's just no use, Ray. I don't want to see you. I told you that.
But, Emmy, please.
I just don't want to see you anymore. I'm not mad at you, and you're not mad at me, and that's that.
Please, let me come over.
No. I'm working. I have work to do. Lots of work.
Well, you crazy kid, don't you realize I'm in love with you? You're my whole life.
Oh, Ray.
It's true.
Oh, sure. Like it was in the car when you grabbed me.
That'll never happen again. I'm coming over, Em.
If you come over here, Ray, I won't let you in.
But I've got to talk to you. Em, 2 weeks ago, it was wonderful between us. You felt the same way I did. I know you did. What have I done? What's happened? What? Won't you talk to me?
There is nothing to talk about. We don't have anything to say to each other. It's over. It's finished. You go your way and I'll go mine.
I'll be there in 10 minutes.
You come here, Ray, and I'll call the police. I can't talk to you anymore. I gotta go.
Wait, Emmy, don't hang up on me.
I've got to go. Goodbye.
Jerk.
We safe?
All clear.
Right. Hi, beautiful.
Hi, Jug. How are you?
Feeling better all the time. Hey, old Church has got some pigeonhole, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Fireplace and all.
I might live with him next semester if I work it right.
Pretty nice place to have a date in. Cozy?
Yeah.
Thanks for the invite, Sugar. Hey.
Never mind. I know who it is.
I don't.
Ray Hamilton.
Huh?
Ray Hamilton, you know him.
Mr. Hamilton?
Ray, it's me. I just told him to go back to his old books.
Oh, I see. He's persistent.
So am I.
Little old for you, isn't he, Em?
That's what I told him.
You tell him anything else?
Well, it's a long story. He thought I had a date with him tonight.
What made him think that?
I don't know. I just don't know.
Oh, gosh.
Getting sleepy?
A little.
So am I.
12:30 already. I better go. I wouldn't want Church to find me sitting here in his favorite chair when he comes home. But I sure hate to leave this nice little fire. Where's my coat, Em?
Oh, here.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Still coming down.
Sure is.
From now on, I know where I want to spend all my rainy nights.
I'll have to work on some more papers. Gee, I'd better make it look good. When the Churches come home, I'll be asleep at the desk with all those papers.
That should impress them well. See you tomorrow.
Fine.
Wonder what happened to your pal.
Who?
Ray.
Him. Who cares?
Well, I don't. Night, Em.
Night, Jud.
Oh, brother.
Emmy, I told you you'd see me again. Nobody can hear you.
How did you get in here?
Take it easy. You aren't going anywhere.
You get out of here and you leave me alone.
We're all alone now, Emmy. Just like I wanted us to be.
I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of anybody.
You should be, Emmy. You should be afraid of something in life.
What do you want?
We had a date tonight, Emmy. I'm keeping it.
I don't really want to see you again. I meant it, and it isn't going to help you.
Then I haven't got anything to lose, have I?
I'm going to call the police.
You aren't going to call... Had to pass the course. Had to smile at the instructor. Had to go out with him. Had to work on papers.
Stay away from me.
Don't come over. Don't see me again. I passed
Ray.
the course.
Ray?
This was going to be a big day in my life. I was going to ask you to marry me tonight. I was going to ask you to marry me while you were in here with him.
I didn't know you were serious, Ray. I didn't know.
You knew. You've known all along, and it's made you laugh.
I didn't know.
You know because every man you've ever met falls in love with you just a little bit. And if they ever stopped, you'd stop. It'd kill you. Because that's the way you're made.
Ray, listen. Listen, you get out of here now. I won't say anything to anybody about this. We'll get together tomorrow first thing, and we'll talk about it. Oh, Ray, I mean it honest. I didn't say on account of the great honest. I liked you. I think you're awful cute. Honest, I do.
You look like a woman. You walk like one. You talk like one. Dress like one. But you're not a woman, Emmy. You never will be. You'll always be a stupid little kid playing with grown-up toys.
Ray, don't.
And I loved you.
Leave me alone.
I loved you.
Leave me alone.
No, Emmy. No, don't.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I told you to leave me alone. I told you to leave me alone. I told you.
Coroner said he died instantly. I've got the others outside. The Churches, their roommate, the boy. Want to talk to them?
Not now.
They don't understand it. She's a nice kid.
I understand it. What are you trying to say, Emmy? Emmy?
You were with the governor last month.
That's right. I was on his bodyguard when he talked at the auditorium.
You stopped me. Stopped me when I tried to get his autograph. You were kind of cute. Yes.
I remember now.
The police officer I'd most like to arrest me.
Suspense, in which Lynn Allen starred as Emmy with Vic Perrin as Ray. Next week, the story of tension and danger in a small inn on the icy slopes of the Alps. We call it Premonition. That's next week on Suspense. Suspense is produced and directed by Norman MacDonald, with music composed by Lucian Morowick and conducted by Lud Gluskin. Pretty Girl was specially written for Suspense by E. Jack Newman. Featured on the cast were Sam Edwards, Paul Dubov, Dolores Pinard, Tim Graham, Ann Morrison, and Bill Justin. You enjoy City Hospital every Saturday in the daytime on the CBS Radio Network.